welcome on into another edition of the Living Deadwax podcast. I am your host, Ty, joined by my co-host, Tyler. We're here for another edition of the podcast, and we're here to wrap up 2023. We've come to the end of the year.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's flown by. Have a kid, and your life will actually pass before your eyes. Because then you have a physical manifestation of actual time changing. So
that's true. Represented every day growth, yes. And older and wiser.
It's crazy.
Hopefully, as time goes on, right?
Yeah. Right this year has flown by. But yeah, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. This is gonna be this was a weird, not weird, but I'm pretty sure it's not true because I told you as we were getting ready for this, I don't think I recorded everything, but I did look around a lot to figure out if I because I did do a Discogs update. I did that entire update this year. So I should have everything added in there, but I feel like I'm missing stuff. But regardless, everything that I saw in my Discogs that I added this year that came to mind that I would put on a top 5, 10, or 15 for honorables. Yeah. I feel as though I pulled. How are you feeling about this, my friend?
No, I'm good, man. And this year I feel like it's the year of kind of grails ish, getting reissues. Because I know that when we did top 5 albums we wish were reissued, a lot of these I'm going to talk about tonight were on that list.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of them had anniversaries. Some of them didn't. It's just crazy. I feel like it's we're in a really good time for physical media and just in general, even outside of music, which is weird because we're at the point where it's all going to break down soon, which we talked about before on the channel.
But it all ends. It all just ends. Yeah.
But I feel like we're at a point right now where people are trying to make money. And they're like, well, why don't we put this shit out?
Well, also another thing about it, I didn't think about it until now. I don't think it directly applies to any of our stuff necessarily, but it may be in time. But also, everybody's selling their catalogs. So, with some people selling their catalogs and then people wanting to make money off of those songs and those records and stuff, why wouldn't you go through the trouble of making sure everything gets reissued, to death? Really, honestly, if you're going to make all that money back. So, I don't think it applies. Off the top of my head, I don't think it applies anymore. I think all of our guys still own a lot of their stuff.
Rush sold a lot of their stuff. That's why a lot of their box sets are coming out. They still get final say.
That's true.
On stuff, but so there's been some Rush stuff that's happened this year that was kind of weird. But this just kind of got reissued. Which some of this I'm not going to talk about, but just some of the shit just randomly showing up again in record stores or in online distros. So. We'll see. We'll see what continues on for next year.
I guess that's true. I guess Bruce, I didn't pull it, but I guess Bruce did have the Nebraska reissue come out this year on clear for Vinyl Me Please. That did come out this year. That's kind of the only thing though that's he had other stuff come up, but it's new stuff. So nothing, no crazy live box sets recently since he sold. Have come out off the top of my head. I think everything maybe next year that'll happen.
So what anniversaries have passed for him that they haven't done anything? A lot of things?
A lot of things.
Really?
So So there's only there's a box set for Darkness. There's a box set for The River. There's a box set, an early one for Born to Run, but it's a CD box set. Gotcha. Which I do. I have all these, whatever, right? But the Darkness is also CD, Blu-ray, DVD, or whatever, right? The only one that's vinyl, no, actually none of them. Besides the album box set, there's no vinyl box sets. There are only CD, DVD, Blu-rays. So, but he's reissued all his records, right? So but that was happening before he sold.
Sure.
So the crazy stuff now, truly, if you want to get into the crazy stuff now, will be live stuff. So and there's also the thing that makes fans angry every year is they want to get a Tracks 2. Tracks was his box that he came out with in the 90s that covered all the B-sides and stuff that were out there floating around, and they were floating around on bootlegs for years, and then he finally put a whole 5-6 CD box set out there of all of them, right? But people want Tracks 2, and that's been people talking about it for years. And like every 3 months or so for 10 years, there's been like, I think Tracks 2 coming out this year. Tracks 2 is going to come out, this and that, whatever, right? They're working on it. They're doing this, they're doing that. And like, it never happens. So this last month, it was rumored again. It was like Tracks 2, Bruce is working on it, whatever. It's rumored again. And then we got a Walmart's greatest hits exclusive.
Ooh, there you go.
So that's what you got. So there you go. Or either Walmart or Target, one or two, but exclusive, which I don't have, and I don't really plan on buying.
I think that Tracks box set, they did a best box sets on CHR and Quality. I think that Tracks was on one of Pete's picks.
I like that. Nice.
Sure
he's not a huge Bruce fan either, right? I think he likes Bruce, but he's not like the biggest in the world.
No, he's not huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure he picked it though, just because of the stuff that was on there and the
I don't think Martin's a fan at all, actually.
I don't think I've ever even heard him talk about Bruce, as far as I know.
I think when they did bands you just don't get or whatever, like thereabouts, he did Bruce. I want to say, yeah.
It does track.
Yeah.
Let's get into it though. So if you like this type of stuff, guys, first off, hit the like button, subscribe. We're gaining subs every day. March towards 500 next year. Hang out with us, talk about music, vinyl, all that good stuff. Gonna try to open every podcast with an opening question. We did this last time. We'll do it again tonight.
Ooh. All right.
And if you want to leave an opening question, leave a comment down below. We might use them in a future episode because I'm going to run out of these someday. So this one came to mind. Who would you rather have dinner with? Lars Ulrich or Dave Mustaine? Two very polarized. Think about your answer. Give me a reason. Two very polarizing guys.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a dinner with, like a sit down. You're at least there for 2 hours.
An hour and a half. 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah. All right. So I do believe, I have an immediate answer here. Okay. So I do believe that Lars has more humility at this point in time than what Dave does.
I completely disagree.
Really? Okay. All right. We're going to disagree. Okay. I personally think that Lars has a little bit more humility. And I think that he doesn't try to pigeonhole Metallica into everything. And he doesn't try to claim, at this point, 2023, Lars, he doesn't claim everything as being Metallica and like Metallica, like we did this, we did that. Because I've watched a good number of his interviews that he's done, because he actually has a podcast kind of thing that he does interviews with on Beats or whatever on Apple. And so they post some of them or whatever. And I've listened to that and like, I like that. And I feel like Dave still does those talks and he's not wrong. I'm not saying that Dave Mustaine is wrong in these rants.
Sure.
I kind of back it like 70% when he does these whole things. But I feel like Dave would talk your ear off about how, well, I did this and I did that, and Megadeth, we did this. And all these bands wouldn't be who they are without Megadeth and without my sound of this. I feel like he would do a lot more of that. But so I'm going to say Lars, and also like he's going to pick up the check. Dave's not going to pick up the check. We're going to split.
Well, I don't know about that. I would go Dave all day, every day of the week. I know you would. I don't think you get as much money as Lars Ulrich has gained in his life and retain any ounce of humility. Whereas I think Dave, as he's gotten older, if you've watched recent interviews with him, and especially after like his cancer stuff, is like almost a totally different person than he was 20 years ago.
Fair.
Where Lars seems nicer and he's like turned babyface, but he's also just still too rich. Like you're too rich and weird. And also Lars wouldn't want to talk about anything about music. I don't think.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't. No, I would love talking about Napster shit. And like, I know he'd hate to talk about that, but I would like to have spit on it. You were right. So how do you feel about being right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about being entirely right about the entire thing? And
I would have more interesting questions to ask Lars. Like I'd ask him about the drum sound on Saint Anger. Like why? Wow. I want an actual real answer. Yeah, just the entire production of that record, obviously. I don't know. You could have interesting conversation with Dave too. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, getting kicked out of Metallica. That's like it'd be kind of questions that like you've heard though. So you kind of have to think of questions like they haven't answered a billion fucking times. So
you'd also you really want to like avoid like the Farley shit, right? You just want to avoid that kind of a vibe.
Like, yeah, remember when you released Peace Cells?
Peace Cells? Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's still one of my favorite bits.
Remember when you were in the Beatles? Yeah, I do. That's awesome. That's one of the best recurring skits ever.
Yeah. And remember when you said the love that you make is equal to the love that you take? Yeah. Is that true?
Oh, it's so good. Remember when there was that rumor that you were dead? That's not true, is it? No. Oh man,
it's so good. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, seek it out.
So you would go Lars, I would go Dave. So at least we had differing answers.
Yeah, right? That's fair. Okay. I think that I would have all the Mark questions though. So I would. So like I'd been borrowed with all Mark questions, and then also I'd pad the ego by just talking about Napster and the fact that he was right about the next, at least the next 25 years of music, right? So at least he was right about that.
Yeah, no, you're 100%. You're 100% right. Yeah. Alrighty, there's the opening question. So tonight's main topic, we're going to talk about 2023 collecting, some of our favorite things that we picked up. These albums may not have come out in 2023. I did do a best of 2023. You can check it out on the channel right now. But yeah, just stuff that we picked up throughout the year that we're stoked on. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to reminisce. And like I said, I feel like it was a really good year for like reissues, and yeah, I feel like it was a good collecting year. Like I'm pretty happy with everything.
We also both opened up our collections a little bit.
Yes,
we both are collecting more things than what we did in prior years, which is not good. It's not a good thing.
It makes it more fun though.
More fun, yeah. It's more fun because you can actually go into places and like possibly run into things that you're not going to pay $1 million for. So that is nice. But
so yeah, when you open it to CDs and cassettes, you're spending a lot less money, which is
the occasional VHSer, depending on what it is. Like, maybe in DVDs or Blu-rays, depending on what it is. It's all physical media we're celebrating at this point in time, which again is not good. But alas, here we are.
Let's get it going. So what's your first pick you want to show off, talk about?
All right. First thing I got, so this is actually 2 pickups in one, but like whatever, it's fine. So one of the days that I took off this year, when I just didn't want to go to work, I took off and I went to one of our favorite spots, the old Brass Armadillo. And when I went to Brass, I found the empty box of Smashing Pumpkins. The Airplane Flies High. So just a box, an empty box, right? But it was pristine. This thing is minty. And the only damage on this is damage that I did, or not I did, but they put tape on it to tape like the price on it or whatever, right? And it ripped off the little bit of the side there, which, not cool. I didn't think it was going to happen. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have Googled on the shit out of it, right? But I didn't think that was really that crazy. But anyway, so I found the box for $5, minty, and I knew this existed. I just had never really looked into like exactly what it is. I just knew like this. It's a Smashing Pumpkins 90s CD box set, because we've seen the 7-inch box set before. We used to see it at Zia sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it in a minute, but we used to see it semi-regularly. It probably was the same one that just nobody bought for years, and then somebody bought it one day, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so the box set. And then I was like, but it was empty. And I was like, okay, what's it going to take for me to track down these CDs? And I priced it out. And it was like $90 or something or whatever to buy all these CDs, give or take. And so like maybe a little less than that, whatever, I forget. But anyway, it was expensive. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I was like, maybe I'll slowly just track them down at Zia. We'll see what happens, right? And then I found on eBay, though, I found a box that was on there that had all the CDs in there. And it was for bid, and I bid like, the story's on our channel, so I could be butchering this, but I bid like $24 on it, I think, or whatever, and I got it. And I was like, okay, but the box was like kind of messed up, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just have 2 boxes or whatever, right? And I'll just put this together. Yeah, and then put the CDs in here like I did. So that happened. Also, yeah, this one belongs to. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Those are all
So,
singles, right?
Yeah, so it's singles and
All right.
B-sides
Gotcha.
off of Melancholy. And so like I believe it's Melancholy. Yeah, I believe it is. So with that though, so when I actually got that box though, the box was destroyed. So they put it in a bag, like a literal like a bag you get a t-shirt in. They put it in a bag like that and they sent it to me. And I opened it. I still have it over. I should have grabbed it too, whatever, right? But it came just the handle was broken off and it was just all messed up or whatever. The CDs were fine though. So then I was like, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Yeah, Melancholy singles. 33 songs in all, 28 B-sides, not found in Melancholy. 12 previously unreleased, 5 bonus cover songs only found in this box, plus a 44-page book with photos, lyrics, and complete discography. The Ultimate Pumpkin Singles Collection includes all the songs. So all the songs you know and love.
What are the covers?
So let's see.
Can you easily find them?
Probably not like easily, but
are they on like the last CD like all together?
No, they're probably all across. So that's probably what we're doing here. So
it's not a big deal. I can find out.
Yeah. So So anyway, all the boxes anyway showed up all messed up, and so I reached out to. It was actually to the Goodwill, I believe it was, or salvage place or whatever, in Atlanta, and I was like, hey, like this showed up messed up. Like I don't really want to pay for this because I'll send it back. Like what are we doing here? And they said, okay, just send it back. And then they never sent me a label, and then they refunded my purchase. So I just got these for free. I didn't pay for these.
Yeah.
So like they refunded my PayPal and just they never sent me a return label.
So you got that box set for like $5 then. Basically.
$5 total.
That's
$5 total.
That's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, that's a heck of a deal. So that was pretty sick. I didn't I like this a lot because I didn't know that I knew it existed, but I didn't actually know what it was for years upon years. And then finding it with both of them, by the way, had the tag in it. So like the tag, people actually kept this because even the broken one had the tag in it. So like, that's nice. Yeah. That is cool. So that little pull tab. So that was cool. So just to find out that, what it was really, or get more clarity on it, then finding it for $5 and then piecing together for $5 and maybe some change, whatever, was perfect. So I was stoked on this. This is probably one of the coolest come ups that I had this year. Because like, yeah, I never thought I was going to own this. Like, because I'm not going to spend the $50 or whatever it is to buy it. I was never going to spend that really. So like to buy it for $5, that works out perfectly. So
yeah, that's great. I mean, that's a great deal.
Yeah, can't argue with it.
So yeah, I mean, you would have been happy with the deal if you spent the $25 and it was $30.
Yeah, and it was perfect. Like that would have been a pretty sick little deal there for sure. So there you go, Pumpkins B-sides box set, the CD box set.
I'll do my CDs real quick. I'll just do all these because 3 of them are together and whatever. So I only pulled 4 CDs. So first one I want to talk about is it's a new record. It made my top 10, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But it's a really good record. So I didn't pull everything on my top 10. It wasn't my favorite record of the year. It could be because it's only a few weeks old, but that's Peter Gabriel's new album, I.O. This is the Dolby Atmos 3-disc set. So you got 2 CDs in the Dolby Atmos mix. So you got 3 different mixes. So you got the bright side, dark side, and the inside mix. So
nice.
I mean, which sounds like a disaster, man, but like the mixes are really interesting. Like they're actually different. And they're all done by different producers, different mixers. So like you got different takes on these songs. And this record's been hyped up for decades. He's been talking about this since the 90s.
Oh wow!
This is like kind of the Chinese democracy of this.
He's released records in between. No, not at all.
His last album was 2002.
Oh wow!
We're 21 years, but he's been talking about this specific album and this album name since the 90s.
Wow. Okay.
So you finally get this, and it's a cool kind of. I would say if you dig Peter Gabriel, like you dig this album, it's just kind of a cool, like retrospective I think it's kind of got a finality to it. Like he realizes kind of getting towards the end of his career touring and releasing albums and shit. So I put it in there just because it's really cool. And Anna and I actually might review this on the channel. So because she's starting to listen into like different things. We kind of want to do a side thing on the channel where like she's listening to things she hasn't heard before.
Nice.
So it could be cool. And then I could put a female in the thumbnail, so then we get more clicks too. So
that's also that's always been our goal at some point, to get a female in the thumbnail. So there we go. That works out.
No, 100%. And not make it totally just clickbait. So yeah. Peter Gabriel is IO. I think eventually I'll probably pick these up on vinyl, but I don't want to spend $100 it would take to get both mixes, so.
They should come down. They should come down.
I would hope so.
Unless they just printed off, 10,000 of them. Now they're gone forever.
Yeah. I'm happy with that though for now. These next three kind of go together. Just these Tony Martin era Sabbath CDs. So picked up Tear in Vegas. That was a really cool find. All these are out of print and pretty expensive. And I can't remember what I paid for this, but it wasn't what it got. Maybe $15, $20.
Yeah, I think you said that. Yeah,
I picked up Headless Cross on Discogs this year, so not as fun. But then I picked up Cross Purposes on Discogs too. So just kind of complete like the Sabbath collection this year is a pretty cool thing, and maybe someday I'll own these on vinyl.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We've been talking about it for many years now at this point. But you never see them at Zia or otherwise. Obviously, that's why we never buy them. So, like the Discogs, unfortunately, I think this is where they're forcing your hand there, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is this album Tear. When I saw this at the Vegas Zia, I was like, oh shit.
When's the last time you saw that? Off the top of your head, have you ever seen it?
No.
Because even if you would have saw it in yesteryear, you'd have bought it, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any Tony Martin. The only Tony Martin era stuff I've ever seen was the Headless Cross vinyl that I bought, that I sold. So, so yeah, those are really cool. Just to kind of complete the Sabbath collection this year. Really cool, and these records are great. They mean a lot to me. So yeah, and then finding one in the wild was very cool. So those are my CDs for this year.
No, for sure. I'm about it, man. That's awesome. All right, I'll skip that because I think that's going to overlap with one of yours. I'm assuming you're doing what I think you're doing at some point. So I'm going to
probably, yeah. Okay, we can do it together.
So, I'll skip that. So something else here that I got that I'm actually very stoked on. We actually just talked about this weekend. Actually, and I am kicking myself, but whatever. We'll find it like next weekend, so it's not a big deal. It's fine. But I was stoked. Got super minty Japanese pressings of the 007 record soundtracks. So like a little bit different. I don't usually collect soundtracks. Well, that's not true. I do have a bunch of soundtracks, but like for different reasons. But I do have like a side quest. I kind of want to get the 007 soundtracks. And so we found these at Record High, RIP. We just found out that no longer exists or is not existing here pretty soon. I'm not sure.
I think it's closed.
It's already closed. There you go. Yeah. So I was going to buy them. They were like $12 a piece, I think it was. I was going to buy them. Then I was like, no. And I bought something else, whatever. And I didn't even realize this. One time around over here, pulled a quick one. And he grabbed them and bought them for me. And then after we walked out of there, he was like, here you go, man. I was like, what are you talking about? And he bought these for me. So I was super stoked on this. So I appreciate that, sir. And the thing that's coolest about this is they were all, well, except for one. One's German. But 2 out of the 3 are Japanese. And then one, so this one's German, even though it includes a Obi from one of the other records. I forget what it is. It might be, so this Goldfinger, I got Diamonds of Forever. It might be Thunderball, maybe it is.
Yeah, something like that. I remember you Google translated it, and the record. I think it was in the lot, but he was cleaning them obviously when he got them in, and I think he just mixed up the Obies.
Totally, that's exactly what happened. And then, so then I got Diamonds of Forever.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great. That's great art, dude.
Super minty, super cool too. Yeah, we found Thunderball this weekend, and it was only like $6.
It's $5.
It was cellophaned. $5. It was cellophaned. It was really nice. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. It's whatever. I just put it back. And then I'm dumb. I should have done it. We spent more money on food 25 minutes later. So
also you got credit too. So you're not even out any money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from Russia with Love
cost.
with the exactly, it's true.
Yeah.
With the Obi, which is super sick. Yeah, these are all minty. All really, really nice. Obviously, if you're gonna maintain the Obi, it's gonna be 9 times out of 10 to me, they're gonna be, you know, perfect, right? So super cool. They play really clean too. Because I'm pretty sure Record High also the same thing with mics. I think they also do they ultrasonic all the records and they sell them. So like works out perfect. So these all sound. Oh, I've listened to 2. I haven't listened to Goldfinger, I don't think, but I put them on perfect. So I only have these 3. I have 4 of the modern day. I think or 3. I have 3 of the Craig singles that they put out. I have the Sam Smith one. I have the Adele one. I have the Billie Eilish one. I don't have Chris Cornell. And I don't have the Jack White and Alicia Keys 7-inch.
That Chris Cornell one's probably money.
I don't think it either doesn't exist off the top of my head here because I've looked it up. It either doesn't exist or it's not a ton. One of the two.
Okay. That was or was Adele Skyfall?
No, Adele Skyfall. Cornell is Casino Royale. It's the first one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dang.
And so and I actually don't like that song at all. I hate that song.
I'm trying to remember it. I don't remember it though.
It's fine. It's whatever, but I don't like it. So I'll get you can find the vinyl, the new ones at some point. You can find them. These ones, like I always look for these also at Goodwills because people that collect or that just buy vinyl back in the day, they would buy these too, right? So like I've seen a couple fucked up ones at Goodwill. So I just haven't bought them because they're ruined, right? But like, so it's not out of our own possibilities to find them at Goodwill at this point or Savers. So I also look there. But to find all 3 of these all at once with the OBs, perfect, super cool. So one of the coolest pickups I had this year, major come ups. Thank you, One Ty Brown.
Like the 2000 stuff, the Brosnan stuff, is that on vinyl? They were
not off the top. Not off top. They might have, but not off the top of my head. I haven't looked for it. I have looked for the 7-inches. The 7-inches are a little bit money. So because I've looked for the Garbage one, because the Garbage one, that's the one. Obviously, that's I love Garbage. So like that'd be the one they have. But let's see. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do at some point in the background.
Be cool subset.
Yeah, be nice. All right, what do you got, brother?
I'm gonna do my one book. I'll just show off a quick book. So I've talked about this on a pickups video. Geddy Lee's autobiography. Still reading it. I'm deeper in than I was last time. I'm about halfway through. So I'm a much more slow reader than I was when I was a kid. Like I'd get a book in like high school or like middle school and just devour it. Like I read Foley's book, I think, in like 3 nights.
Wow.
It's like 600 pages, you know. I'm a much more slow reader. So really good book. If you're a Rush fan, this is a must read. It is 100% a must read. So.
Yeah. It's a healthy book too, it looks like you said.
It's about 500 pages, yeah. So you're getting a lot of stuff. Like you're getting a lot of time stuff to breathe, like actually talk about stuff rather than just like, oh, we toured this. Here's 3 pages on this album, and then 3 pages on this tour, like some books. So,
like Geezer's book.
It's pretty small. I have not read Geezer's book yet. I have it, but it's like 300 pages, 250 pages, and I'm like, you got like 40, 50 years of actual doing shit. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. Serious stuff. No, for sure. No, it's awesome. All right. So from there, I got came out a couple last year, I think it was, but I finally got it this year. Oasis, Nebworth 96. So massive show. I think I got this back in like June or something or other. So I was stoked to finally pick it up. I think it's been out for about a year or so now. Massive gig. I watched this on the flight home from Atlanta last year, I want to say. And I watched like half of it, excuse me, because then it disconnected or something, I forget. But I watched half of it from Atlanta last year, which is super sick. And super, super stoked to finally have all this stuff getting released. I think next year, 25, they're coming back. That's what's going to happen.
That's your prediction?
That's what we're thinking. That's what the fan base is. Because next year, Liam is doing a Definitely Maybe tour by himself. So like that'll be cool. Like it's not going to come here, so I don't even think about it. It's not going to come here, but like it's going to do massive business over in Europe.
Sure.
I don't think it's, and maybe South America too. I don't think it's going to come to the US. It might, and if it does, it's going to be just the coast.
Limited.
And I'm not going to do like, I'm not going to go to LA probably for it. So like if they do it, it'd be cool. But anyway, Oasis, Network 96, cool set. It's like a 4 LP set. Sounds really cool, and would recommend this to any Oasis fan, because this is when they were on top of the world and they played for 400,000 people. So absolutely insane. There you go.
All right, I'm going to do something I haven't shown off yet. This will be, when we do pickups, it'll be in pickups too. But this
exclusive.
Is brand new. Did a reaction to this song on the channel, so you can check that out. Bruce Dickinson's new single. I've been saying signals and single all night and getting them mixed up in my head. But anyway, yeah, Bruce Dickinson, Afterglow of Ragnarok. Ragnarok, his new song from his coming album next year, next March.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I was stoked to find this, and it's got a comic book in here that kind of follows along with the video.
I do like that
the story, because it's a concept record, so you can kind of dig in a little bit and learn what's going on in Mr. Dickinson's head. And got the hype sticker.
Ooh.
Can't really see. So
blue, I like
blue,
it.
Blue hype, and there he is on the back, looking
all
young.
I mean,
sure. Kind of cool. You actually get a B-side of if Eternity Should Fail, which ended up on Book of Souls. So Bruce wrote that song. He gave it to Maiden, and this is his version of the song. And he's actually putting his version of the song on the album too.
Nice.
So it's gonna be interesting because the demo is better than what ended up on the Maiden album. So also, this song is probably better than anything Maiden's done in like 20 years. So there you go.
Is that a controversial opinion, or is that the consensus, you think?
I probably think that's the consensus, unless you're just a complete mark. I mean, I love Maiden, but like, I don't know, man. This is a fresher song than they've done in a long time, outside of the Bruce and Adrian songs.
Well, you like the Bruce songs anyway more these days.
That's
don't
my
you?
point. Yeah. So outside of like the Bruce and Adrian Maiden songs from the last 20 or so years, like Steve just writes the same songs over and over again, and then but also too, I'm just tired of the production on his albums. Like, if they actually brought in a producer to do something and outside, I probably would like a lot of that shit way more, and it would stay fresher in my mind. So
that's fair.
This has a different sound because it's not fucking Steve producing it. So there you go. Fair enough.
All right. Another one here came out this year, Rex Day exclusive. So my favorite Doors record. This was the Rex Day, real Rex Day exclusive. Was LA Woman Sessions by the Doors. Year. Is this true? Is this last year?
Was this year? I don't know. I mean, you can show it off. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure it was this year. I could be lying to you. I just honestly just grabbed it, brother.
Wow. I thought it was a live record.
You are right.
Am I right?
All right. You're right. Let's skip it. All right. I love this too. Skip it. I'll go to the next one. All right. Whatever. It's fine. This, okay. Don't edit it. Don't edit it.
Wasn't there a Doors live record? Not this Black Friday, but wasn't there a Doors live record from Record Store Day?
So
the Van Halen year. That because Van Halen was this year.
Yeah, well, so this year there was the Bakersfield live set that came out, and then that's the one that's just this past Record Store Day.
I thought you picked that up too.
I did not pick because I didn't go to Record Store this year, so
that was Black Friday. I'm sorry,
that was Black Friday. Excuse me. Yeah. So then this year in
April. Or did you just pick up the Van Halen?
No, I might have. No, it was just Van Halen, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't remember now. This is getting.
Oh no! It was the stupid fucking 3-inch thing. That was the door size.
Oh, yeah, that's
never
right.
mind.
Okay, so yeah,
Never
we
mind.
didn't do that. Didn't do that. Scratch all that. All right, so both of us have this, and so it's more symbolic than actually like anything else. I think for both of us, but the Arizona pressing, the Arizona Cardinals pressing of 72 Seasons by the mighty Metallica. So neither of us have opened this. We're not going to open this. Neither of us have bought another copy at this point either, I don't believe.
I saw one at Zia when we went last weekend for $20, and I opened, and I was gonna buy it, but I'm like, I don't care. I'll buy it later.
It'll be here forever, or something will be there forever. So we're gonna buy a variant at some point, but I think this is more just like the sentimental value, I guess, for us, symbolic but sentimental value. Because we went to double dates of Metallica, and the 2 weekends in a row, our date happened to be super sick. We were on the rail for both nights. I got both set lists, got picks. It was the first time we ever really saw Metallica.
It was also just fun going to the pop-up shop, standing in line, queuing up, try to get these, and kind of reminded me of Record Store Day, and are we going to get it or not? And we got it. And this thing is not like somebody bought it for $200 on Discogs. So
they're probably trying to get all of them though, right? Which is going to be so much money.
Oh, dude, that would be bad. Yeah, that's a bad. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Subset. But yeah, so it's a cool record. Whatever. Like at this point, like I think my new Metallica listenings, like I like it for what it is. It's better than I think Hardwired was. But I like it. Good songs on here. They're going in this, they're going in a more positive direction than what they did previously, right? So it's all you can ask for. I don't like we've talked this before, but I don't like the yellow. Do you like the yellow? How do you feel about it?
I don't hate it. Yeah. I mean, the album cover itself kind of sucks.
Yeah, I wish it was.
I wish I would have bought it the night it came out, because I saw that copy with the caution tape on it, and I've never seen that ever again. So, yeah.
Messed up.
Yeah.
Screwed up. Final regrets. There you go. So, 70 Seasons by Metallica, Arizona Cardinals edition. Cool.
Yeah, that was a cool one to get. And like I said, that's going to be money. So, I'm just going to keep it sealed. This next one I bought at Thunderbird. Was stoked to find it because they did not have it priced for what it usually sells for. That's Oingo Boingo's greatest hit, Skeletons in the Closet. And I got it home and was pulling it out, and I noticed that there was a little thing in the jacket, and I was like, what's that? And it was the hype sticker too.
Hell yeah.
So the previous owner had cut out the hype sticker and put it in there. So this just got a reissue by Rebellion Remasters, but that will be money too, because he's an indie label, and he does things. I have a bunch of his Boingo stuff, and he does things in very limited quantities. So the price may have dropped on this, but this is still a $50 to $100 plus record all day.
Yeah.
So I think I paid like $25 for this.
I think you did, because I think I found it first, did I not? Or were you alone on that?
No, I think you pulled it out. It's got the only blemish is right here. Like it's got some tearing there, but the LP itself is gorgeous, and it came with the hype sticker too. So it was definitely a good. That's one of my best come ups this year for sure.
For sure. No, I'm about it. No, that's super sick. All right, another one that I had here, highlight for this year. So actually, this was a birthday gift from One Tie, my illustrious co-host here. This is Nirvana from the Muddy Banks of the Wishka. And I've obviously seen this for many, many, many years. And it was out of pressing for a good long while. I never was able to buy this, except for like the one time I should have bought it was earlier this year. We found a sealed copy, a UK Universal with from like the Universal store. It had like the hype sticker on there, and it had like the Universal sticker on there too from like, I don't know, I guess there was Universal stores over in Europe. I have no idea. But it was sealed at Mike's for like 45 or 50. I remember like sitting on it for a second, and like I didn't buy it because I'm dumb. But then a few months later or whatever, got the American original pressing from birthday from One Side Round, so I certainly appreciate that, sir. And I didn't pull them out here, but there is a ton of stuff that's in here. Like, I'll do it, whatever, I'll do it because it's we're just talking about it. But I did not realize all that was in here until I went and listened to it. Yeah, I think the stuff was inside. Oh, I just all fell out. I think it was actually inside because the dude put them in MoFi sleeves.
Yeah, what's funny is because they had that wrapped up, as Zia does. So you can't look at shit. You have to take it up to the cashier. So I was checking out. There was a ton of people in line. I had the girl cut it open, and it's all awkward. And you're all sitting in line. People are waiting for you. And I'm like, I just pulled them out real quick. And I'm like, yeah, that's clean. It's not warped. That's clean. It's not warped. Just put it back. So I didn't even know what was in there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, the person already put it in MoFis, right? Because that's not you. That was the person that owned it.
No,
right?
yeah. They were in MoFis, yeah.
Yeah, so perfect inner sleeves, which is great. You can't ask for anything more than that, really. And then 2 LP, so both inner sleeves. And then, so when I listened to this a few months back, I pulled it out, and I pulled out all the sleeves, and I look at them, whatever. And when I did so, and then the records are both on MoFi sleeves, so that's really cool. But when I pulled it out, I think they were inside of the inner sleeves. Stuff fell out, and super cool. So the guy kept the hype sticker. So the original 96 hype sticker here, which is crazy to think about. Like, you even had that much foresight to keep it in there. So that is super sick, because obviously if there's a cool hype sticker at all, I always keep it on there. I keep the cellophane in my records, whatever. But I'm assuming it's a child or something of the 90s, because then there's like printouts. So like this is like, he printed out stuff from like the internet, or this is Xerox scans actually, because this is a picture of Kurt obviously in the Hate Myself Wanna Die. And then also on here is a news article from something. I'm not sure like what the publication is, but it's a story about Chris saying that he doesn't think there should be a Kurt statue, because it would just turn into like a place for people to go, whatever, go worship him, and it's not a thing. So I'd be stupid. So he doesn't want that to exist. And so there's that. And there's also from, I believe this is Michigan, a Nirvana Meat Puppets Boredoms flyer from the last tour. So that's a printout there, and it's a Xerox of that. So it's pretty crazy. So that was cool. And then also, I think the kid just put all of his collection in here, just random Nirvana things in here, because none of this was, I guarantee you, none of this was in there, obviously, because why would it be? And then there was a mail order here for, what is it? I guess it's Sub Pop. Yeah, there's a Sub Pop mail order thing on here, and it's for the Incesticide LP. So limited edition of 10,000 on there for $9.
Nice, yeah.
Which is pretty good. You can send away. It's just a, advertisement for that. And then furthermore, for Touch and Go Records, another little mini zine on here. It shows you what the releases are going to be. And then it has reviews on here, and it reviews the Jesus Lizard Nirvana split. Yeah. So pretty sick. So like the kid just had a bunch of Nirvana related items or whatever, right? That he had in his room, and then I don't know why you would do it, but he put all of them in this record, and to keep them safe, I guess, and then probably forgot about it, or whatever. Like, you tell yourself, like, whenever we buy stuff and you buy things with like cellophane on them or whatever, or like that are really nice or have things in them, we always make up stories, like like this guy, like, obviously, like, cared a lot about this stuff, and like, this guy it's the same guy that had all this stuff because it's all super nice and whatever, this and that, like that kind of those conversations, we always have them every time we buy anything. And I think this is just some kid's record, and I don't know if he died or some guy at this point is an adult man.
Yeah, there wasn't that was the same day I found that, I think, the Guns record that I think maybe
the Lies?
Later.
Well, yeah, it was later. It was later.
Did you pull that?
I did not pull that.
So
I did not pull that.
There you go.
I did forget about that. That's fair. I did not. Yeah. Well, no, that makes sense though, because I didn't add it on Discogs. I can't find it. That makes sense.
Oh, very true. We could not find it. Yeah. So I bought that, but then you paid me back for that one.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a gift or anything. Yeah, but my point was there wasn't anything like other that crazy there, like
associated
that was like related to Nirvana. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that's cool that all that shit was in there. It just adds to the history of it.
No, for sure. Like that was the last, that little flyer there was on the last tour too. And so somebody printed that off the internet in the 90s, because why would you do it today? Like it'll last forever. So like that was very clearly, this is all early internet. That's all my point is. My point is this is very early internet, early 90s internet. There's a kid at school printing out things he shouldn't be printing out and Xeroxing things or whatever, like in the locker or whatever. And then this is just what kind of comes up, right? So just absolutely insane, and super stoked that, I was, you got that for me. And then also we found a little bit of a insane, weird history inside of it as well, that you don't usually get a lot of times, unfortunately. We have found cool stuff inside records before, obviously, but I think this is among the coolest for me that we've found. So hell yeah.
I got some shit coming out that's pretty cool in there, but not fan related. But anyway, this was my last purchase at Record High, actually. That same trip Tyler was talking about. Gary Moore live in Japan with the Obi. This thing is minty.
Hell
yeah. Absolutely minty. Cool pictures. This is a really cool live album. I just noticed this too, just looking at it. They have all the dates on here, the Japan dates.
Ooh,
which is pretty cool.
So it's probably tour exclusive then, right?
I mean, I doubt it. No, I don't think there is. There's another version of this that was released elsewhere. But it's not called like Gary Moore live in Japan. It's called something else.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely minty Obi version records. Yeah, very cool pickup. And that was bittersweet because, like I said, Record High was a really cool store. So, and
it was.
We lost a record store in Arizona, which is. We have 1 billion of them, like just in Phoenix, so it's kind of weird that we lost one.
Good handful and a half, which sucks because there has been some new ones popping up, and I still have yet to go to the one that's over here at Arrowhead.
The one in Arrowhead Mall,
they won Record Store of the Year. And they were open for 2 months.
It doesn't look like there's any used. I checked out their Instagram. It doesn't look like there's anything used in there. It just looks like new reissues of shit, and they're selling Crosley's with new reissues.
Yeah, and they have bootlegged or whatever. They all are bootleg, but it's just basic shirts that have Swift and 89 all over them. So they have bootleg Taylor Swift shirts. I don't know. It's like your sister's record store, I guess, which is fine, but it's not really for us.
There is a new one out in Chandler called Desert Grooves. That actually looks like a decent store. Yeah. So do check that one out. But
you gotta check it out at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your next one?
So next one for me. So this was a big tour thing for me. So Jimmy Eat World, Manchester Orchestra toured together this year. My two favorite bands. And Manchester Orchestra not on my top 5 this year, by the way, which is crazy. So there's that. But my two favorite bands, they finally toured together. So that tour, I knew that tour was happening at the tail end of last year, I think it was. And I was just waiting for it to get announced forever. And then it finally got announced or whatever. And they were playing at Red Rocks. And that was a dream venue to go to, because obviously you want to see whatever bands you want to see at Red Rocks, because it's an ideal. That's what's the top 5 probably venue that you want to see bands at in the world, right? It's just super sick. So I had never gone to Red Rocks before, and I was waiting for a show like this, and they finally did it. So they managed to co-headline with the Jimmy Eat World, and they sold it out. 10,000 people, biggest show for either one of the bands they ever did, headlining for themselves. So super sick to go. But anyway, they did a 7-inch, an exclusive 7-inch for the VIP, which you can now buy for like $30 on their web stores or whatever. It's fine though. But it's a split where they cover each other. So Jimmy Eat World covered Telepath, which is off the last Manchester record. And then Manchester covered Table for Glasses off of Clarity. And the cool thing about this is, so neither band knew what song they were going to cover. So, okay, cool. Actually, like whatever, I'll tell the story. So before they actually sent this off to master, Andy, lead singer, texted me the file, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to see something cool?" And I was like, "What?" And he sent me the file for the song, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know this was going to happen at the time. Okay. Yeah. And so he sent me the file, and I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, like, Tim hasn't even heard this yet. So the drummer, like we hadn't even sent it off to all the guys yet. So I was among the first to hear cool. this super sick. I was super stoked on it. I teared up because I was like, this is so cool to hear like my favorite band covering my other favorite band. And Tale of Glasses is a big fan favorite. Clarity is a huge fan favorite, right? But to hear them do that and do it really, really well, just top tier, just super, super awesome to hear that. And I felt very privileged to be able to hear early, and kept my mouth shut for the 3 or 4 months before they, revealed what they were doing. But yeah, so super sick. The split, never thought the tour would happen, but then it did. Red Rocks, a lot of stuff came together. It was perfect. Good, a good summer for the show. So there you go. Jimmy World, Manchester Orchestra split 7-inch tour, 7-inch. There you go.
It'd be good to buy one of the other ones and keep that one sealed, and then do get everybody to sign it. Frame it up.
So that's a very cool idea. Yeah. I would be very into that. And I truly did not think about that, brother, until you just said that to me. So I'm usually pretty on top of this shit, and you just.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer to me, but
yeah, no, for sure, and that'd be pretty easy for both of them at some point. So there you go. So sick, we'll do that. Rock and roll.
I'm gonna do a 2 for here. These kind of go together. I just like, oh fuck it, I forgot I got this. It's kind of cool. So Stevie Nicks Belladonna, just a basic copy, but it does have the hype, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's got all the big singles: Leather and Lace, Stop Dragging My Heart Around, and Edge of 17. And then to, kind of tie in with that, I did end up picking up on Discogs a really minty copy of the Greatest Hits original pressing with the hype sticker as well.
That's a good hype.
And the Tower Records. Yeah, that's a great hype sticker. And this has the embossed flower and the logo. Where new reissues do not. Also, the Greatest Hits is embossed too down here. So there you go.
I'm a sucker for a good embossed cover art there. That is sick. Ty and I will pull out any record we find that has an embossed raised cover, whether we care about it or not. We'll pull it out and we will both go, hey, check this out. And we'll both run our fingers across it every time because we're autistic. So we need to do this. We need to rub our fingers across this. They go, hell yeah. And then we just put it back and we keep going. But we got to do it every time. So there's that.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. No, to find both of those with, I mean, the Discogs, whatever, but like even so, to find, because those are both massive records. Like the Greatest Hits obviously has the Greatest Hits, whatever, right? But like Belladonna is a huge record, and to find that with a hype sticker after 38 years, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's clearly a later reissue. I can't remember the year. I'd have to look it up because it's got the it's got more tracks on that hype, and it's got the music savers thing on there. Fair. But it's still impressive. So
that's super impressive.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Love it. Okay. So one I actually just got. So the Manchester group did the fan group, whatever, the little bubble of folks that I'm friendly with. We did a gift exchange. And so Secret Santa gift exchange. And so I just bought, just spoiler alert, whatever, but I bought my favorite record of all time, Midtown, Forget What You Know. I bought that for one of the girls in there and just sent it on Amazon, whatever, right? But somebody else got me, not this person, but somebody else. I actually don't even know who got me at this point. This person is not revealing at this point who bought it for me. But I expected, truthfully, just, again, $20, $25 range of record, whatever.
Yeah.
Not anything super personalized besides like, here's the new whatever record, whatever. Because that's, but that's me being dumb because that's me like projecting because that's the effort that I put into something, obviously, right? So I just assumed that same effort is going to get mirrored back to me.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't, But someone is much, much, much better than I am. So there's not a lot of things that I truly don't have in the Manchester Orchestra like bubble of bands and stuff that I truly want. One of the things that I've needed for years though was the super deluxe edition of Bad Books 2.
Oh wow.
It is the bound book with the fold out pages and the lyrics and everything. It's pretty thick.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
Copy of the record and just all kinds of cool stuff in here, right? So this is 2013. this is a super deluxe that I did not buy at the time. Obviously, I've never owned this before, and so it was like surfing for a while at about 45 bones or so. And so I was like, okay, I'll just get it at some point. Like I'll pick it up and whatever. And then about 2 years ago, they all dried up, and they've been about 130 bones or so ever since then. So I got the Secret Santa gift, and I also got something else. I'll just throw it in here, so it's the same thing. But I got this. So like I was blown. I opened this first.
So you think somebody's had that since it came out? You don't think they spent that money?
They did. No, they bought it because it came from a record store in Canada, actually. So like, or not a store, but a record person in Canada, whatever, right? Because that's where that's from.
That's a really good. That's too much for a Secret Santa. I don't blame
way
you.
Too much.
Shit. I don't blame you for what you were saying. Like, I wouldn't feel bad like for what you did. Like, I would be expecting I'm almost $20 to $25 too.
100%. It's really cool. I looked, and there's only one that was sold, and it was back on the 12th on Discogs, and it was $126. And so, like, there was none sold on Amazon or on eBay. So, like, I'm assuming this is the one that was sold on there, right? And at that point, I immediately was like, bro, this is too much. But they also got me something else that I did not have. Tegan and Sarah, live from Zia Records. I have this. I was at this set. This is the day before I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. The last thing I had not eaten for 3 or 4 days prior to this set. So then I got diagnosed the next day. But and met them. Everything was crazy. One of the best days ever. But there's 2 variants of this. I bought the Zia variant for Record Store Day 2015. There's a Zia variant that's like out of like 200, I think it is. And we had that. We were lousy with that for years. Like that would kind of be showing up on Zia, and I've just passed through it, right? But so I have that one. This is the general indie exclusive though, that is more widely accepted or available out there.
Okay.
But I just didn't have it. So I also got this as well. So
which is another thing you didn't have.
Another thing I didn't have. So very cool. So
I mean, that would have been cool just by itself. Gotcha.
100%. Absolutely. And this is like $20. Like this is not expensive at all. So like if I would have got this, I'm like, hell yeah. But I opened this first, and I was like, okay, that's F&A. Like I do want this. This is not bad at all, right? So I'm all into it. But then when I opened up the bigger one, the second package, it was this. I was like,
so somebody crazy. Do you think it's because they're Canadian, right? Tegan and Sarah.
Tegan and Sarah Canadian, you're right? Yeah.
And that came from a Canadian record store?
I think
do you think they're Canadian?
Canada. I think this is from Canada.
I'm saying, do you think the person is Canadian?
Oh no, they're not. Nobody in the group's Canadian.
And nobody in the group's Canadian. Okay.
Yeah. So like
the Tegan and Sarah seems pretty personalized. It almost seems like it doesn't even. There's a big crossover.
So no, but so I did supply my Discogs, and I mean the people in the group know like what I'm into, right?
Okay.
So like
it wasn't completely blind.
No. They had a head start, but they did not know, like, well, I guess they did if they would have really studied my Discogs, right? But like, I just talked about that. Or thought about it, I should say, not talk about it. Thought about that like last weekend, and I was like, it'd be cool to get I need to get the other one. That other one pops up sometime. Then I looked up on Discogs, it's like $15, and I was like, I'll get it at some point, right? But this is the big one though. This is the one that
that's crazy.
I was resigned to the fact that I probably would never own this unless the band gave it to me. Like that was the only way I was going to buy this or get it. Because like, and I don't even think they have any copies of it. So like, I was just thinking like in general, like if they ran into them and whatever, and they hit me up, like that'd be the only way I would get it, because I was not going to probably spend $130 plus on it, which is only going to get more expensive over time. Right. So you super stoked on this.
So that you guys didn't put a cap on the money, obviously, or did you?
No, because I don't think anyone thought that anyone was going to spend any kind of money.
Because every Secret Santa I've ever been a part of, like work things, it's always all right. Don't spend the cap's $25 or
totally.
So I get what you're doing. I don't blame you at all.
Yes, and I would have again if I would have got the Tegan and Sarah just that, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like that's I'm about it. I need that. I want that. We're good. But getting everything else like that's just crazy. Cool. So a big monumental thing of the collection from that band's bubble of bands is off the list. So I'm super stoked on that. So hell yeah.
That's cool. Let's go back to Record Store Day. Something that actually came out on Record Store Day. This is probably in Tyler's list too. Van Halen, right here, right now. Super stoked to get
yeah.
this. This is a whole event. Queuing up. Oh shit, they don't have it. Gotta go to In Groove. Queued up. Met that girl. They, had a whole conversation with a girl. Tyler knew, I knew your brother and all this shit. And
I met her 15, 20 years before.
Small world. She was just there for the Swift, the T Swift thing. And we were basically just there for this. I did look back though. I bought quite a bit on that record store day, so
you did.
It was a good record store day for me. But this was obviously the main item, man. Just finally get some Sammy on vinyl. Absolutely stoked. This plays great, sounds wonderful. So yeah.
We didn't know that the collection volume 2 was coming out at that point, did we? We assumed
not,
we didn't know.
We
assumed we just didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no announcement. This is a giant 4 LP set, and this captures basically everything. So it puts on the bonus tracks that were on the VHS or whatever, or the DVD.
Laserdisc.
The Laserdisc. Yeah. So that is absolutely sick. And then I'll just do a twofer.
Do it about it. Hell yeah.
The collection volume 2. Obviously super stoked to get this, man, to finally get For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge and Balance. Yeah, those are the 2 ones that you need. And then you got the B-sides and the rarities. Yeah. I would have bought just those probably for the price that I paid for this. And it still would have been a deal.
It still would have been a great
the originals.
Deal.
So
and it's still skating around that price or so, right?
This is sold out in a lot of places.
Oh.
So I don't know if this is going to come back around. So you might have fucked up.
I might have messed up. All right.
We'll find out. Yeah, I was just reading a thread about this on the Hoffman boards. Like people were talking about it not fine. Or it might have been the Van Halen subreddit. It might have been on there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
They actually just repressed the volume 1. I don't know if you saw that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that was a Walmart exclusive. Is it a Walmart
volume
exclusive
1
again?
was?
Yes.
Not that I saw. And I think it was thereabouts about $100 or so for volume 1 for that box.
A lot of those hold up really well. Like I was Mike did a shootout for the One Step for Van Halen 1 that just came out, and then he was talking about the reissue. He compared that to the reissue that you can get for like $20. I'm assuming it's the same mastering as the Walmart ones, and like the original. And he was honestly saying like the $25 one holds up really well. He has a DCC one that's like $250. That was the best one. And then the One Step, and then the third one was like the $20 one. But even he was like, "Yeah, this is a really good." So that volume 1 box set, I might get just to have those copies of it. No, but to get volume 2 and finally get the Sammy stuff to get treatment, I mean, it's awesome. If they do a different kind of Truth, which I don't really like that record, I will buy it just because it's so rare. If they do eventually reissue it, I will pick it up just because it's probably going to be expensive again.
Yeah.
And then at that point, if they ever do Van Halen 3, I guess I just got to get that to finish the fight. So there you go.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about this is I might have messed up, my brother.
I knew you did.
So I really hope that they do another burst of these and they press another round of them. Because I found one for 100. They got sold on here. Everything else though is $147. Balance by itself it's going for 55.70, 65. So that's just the balance, the part out.
Yeah, I think I paid 150 for it with the markdown.
Okay, I thought it was less. I thought it was $125 or so.
No, yeah, it was like no, you're right. I think it started at 150, and I think I paid like 120 or something.
Yeah. So and then I found there's a few on there for 100, but yeah. Just Unlawful was going for $65, just the part out. So, or the box, the breaking the box or whatever, right? So, like, I don't know. That was our fear when we first started talking about it.
I don't think they're gonna break them out, but we'll see.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. Like,
I mean, I didn't think any of it was ever gonna happen to begin with, but yeah.
Yeah, true. The record store fear that we had when we were talking about it, like it was rumored and we saw it, like it was probably going to happen. We just didn't know for sure. And then our fear was they're going to do a box set or something or other, or single individuals,
for
whatever.
Record Store Day.
For Record Store Day, and never talk about it again. which is like the biggest, like, which is
Yeah,
very on brand for Van Halen. So
I highly doubt that the live right here, right now will ever see a repress ever again. So
yeah, that's probably because that is niche.
yeah,
Like, I mean, a box is also niche. A box is also niche, but the parted out, like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully,
we'll see.
Fingers crossed. But
yeah,
that's a yeah. I don't know. I might have messed that one up. So we'll see. Fingers crossed it comes back around.
yeah.
All right. So one I just got like 2 days ago. Pre-ordered this a few months back. And this was a long awaited for because this band's represses sell out instantly because they're a very culty band for, you know, their fans and stuff like that. But Hum, they're I guess like a stoner like rock band. I guess I don't know what they're like. They're like a shoegazy kind of band, whatever. Post grunge, is that what they called? Yeah, whatever. So. There you go. Post grunge band from Power Slop from the 90s. I have Downward is Heavenward, which is the record after this. I have that record. And then this was the big record, which had Stars, which is their actual like big song, you know, whatever. And you've probably heard that song. I know you have, but like people in general have probably heard it, whatever. It was a big video, and like they played it live a bunch of times on MTV and Howard Stern and stuff, whatever. So as big as they possibly were, could get is off this record. So Shop Radiocast repressed this record like 10 years ago or so. Everyone said it sounds like shit though. So I never bought any of those, and I found it at Zia a couple times new. So they ordered it, and it was like for $35, and I just never pulled the trigger because I wasn't really that big of a fan. And they're not my favorite band now, but I like these records a lot. I like that they have 5 records, and I like You For an Astronaut, Downward is Heavenward, and Inlet, which is their newest record. They surprise dropped like 2 years ago. It was our first record in 23 years or whatever it was. Yeah, I really like those records a lot. So I was stoked to finally pick it up. They because these were hundreds of dollars, you know, on the resale markets. They finally repressed them all. And it's really heavy cardstock. They're 180 gram double LP. Like this shit is elite. Like when Matt Talbot, the lead singer, the guy that heads this whole thing up, that he takes a lot of pride in this, and he made sure that he secured all the tapes and everything. Like it was crazy.
Okay. So you haven't listened to it yet though?
I've not listened to it as of yet,
but it's supposed to sound better.
So sound really, really good. Like that's the whole thing. So I've not put on yet. And also a fun thing, which I didn't realize at the time. So obviously not the time, but Deftones, Chino is a massive Hum fan. And so White Pony is an homage, if you will, to You For an Astronaut, because there's the zebra on there, and then White Pony has the White Pony on the exact same place on White Pony. So there's that. So F&A, but yeah. So if these are still available, like they didn't get sold out at this point. This is just a black version. I think there was a blue, I want to say. There was a couple of their variants. I think it was a blue and there was a clear possibly. Those were going for a little bit more money that I didn't want to pay. So these were just, this is a basic black on Amazon. I think I paid $30 for this, and I pre-ordered it like 3 or 4 months ago, and then it finally came in. So I was stoked on that. So F&A, Hum, You For an Astronaut. Super stoked they finally got it. And yeah, so hopefully I'll add the other ones if they stay in press.
Nice. All right, I'll do, this is the last box set. It's a big box anyway. Rush Signals 40th anniversary set. Did an unboxing on this channel, so I'm not going to talk about this too much. A lot of people don't like this box set because there's no live material on here. I don't
Which
care.
Is weird.
It's weird, but the band has always maintained there's no usable live material from this era. Yeah. My argument against that is, okay, fine. Just do a live set, but take it from other tours. Because you guys played these songs for 40 years. So I imagine almost every one of these songs have been played live. Maybe not. Maybe that's why they didn't do that. You'd have to check the archives. But so they could have done that. There's a lot of goodies in here. You know, alternative artwork. It is what it is. It's my favorite record of all time. I was gonna buy anything they put out for it. It's not the moving picture set. It's not the permanent wave set or Farewell to Kings. Like, it's not that quality, but it's there. So yeah, Rush, Signals, had to buy this, and yeah, was stoked that it even happened. Came out a year late, but it is what it is.
Plus all the art, when I looked at that, like it's super, like the high quality. It's everything is super super heavy and it's super nice. The new artwork for everything is awesome. What's his name? We've talked to the guy multiple times. I don't.
Yeah, Hussein.
Yeah, Hugh. Yeah, he did all new artwork for it. And he was really stoked on it. Like, it's awesome.
He's a record store in Toronto that I would love to go to someday. Apparently, Rush fans make the trip up there all the time.
The pilgrimage.
So he's sometimes there,
nice,
hanging out there. So that would be really cool. Maybe get like getting something signed or something. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I agree with you. It's like the quality on it's there. It's just the content of it isn't what fans wanted. Which I hear you, because I love this era of Rush too. We'll see what the next one happen. If it does happen, we'll see what they do with that one. There is Grace Under Pressure shit. I own the VHS of that tour, so there is a lot of live shit from that. So we'll see.
Yeah, we think. I know internally we talked about this when you talked about it the first time, that it could be the last one, right?
I mean, Grace Under Pressure is a big album. That's the next. We'll kind of. I have a question at the end of the episode. We'll talk about. So this is kind of leading into that, but yeah, that's a pretty big album. That's the 40th anniversary next year, so that would be the next one to do. Signals is kind of the logical stopping place for not me. I mean, I love every Rush record in their own way. So I would take a box set for everyone.
Yeah.
But in terms of like getting the most out of your money, that seems like the most logical stopping place, because like the albums get less big as they go. Because I would love a Grace Under Pressure set. I would love a Power Windows set. I'll even take a Hold Your Fire set. And no, most regular Rush fans aren't going to buy that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I hope they keep going, and I think that's part of them selling. Selling a lot of that off is that's the they're the company's the one pushing it. They're kind of having the final say, Alex and Ged. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope they keep going though. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. Like, I know you don't have every record. They didn't do every record, but like, it'd be cool if they actually went back and did all the records at 50 or whatever.
They could do a 50 year for the debut. Yeah, there's not a ton of extra to put in there, and they already technically did like that rediscovered set that I have.
You do have
that's like a box set, but it's like there's nothing extra in there. It's just like a poster and shit, and
bare bones.
So yeah, but you could keep going. Yeah, I mean, you could do a 50 year for that, and then right after that's Fly By Night the next year.
Yeah.
So that's coming up 2 years. So you could do a 50 year for Fly By Night if you wanted to. So
that'd be sick. It'd be cool to get for any band to get every box. It'd be sick.
I need to like bite the bullet and actually spend the money and get like a Farewell to Kings set and the 2112 set. I actually just need to spend like the $300 or $400 that would cost for each of them.
Each?
Yeah. But
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, the moving picture set's expensive again. That went down when I bought the Super Deluxe. It went down to like $150. That's up past like $300 again.
See, the gimmick sets, like that stuff, you actually have to buy. Like if you're gonna buy, if you were going to buy it, you have to buy it because they're not going to do it again.
They had the regular deluxe Farewell to Kings at Bethany Home when we were there, but it was 100.
Yeah.
It was 100 and was like damaged.
Yeah.
So I do eventually want to get them because those are also really good sets too. So those are some people's favorites. So
always do high quality stuff. Yeah.
Hemispheres too. There's a Hemisphere set.
God, man, there's a lot. I think that was all I had, but I have a bunch of honorables. Do you still have other stuff that are not honorables? Because I can just make stuff.
Yeah, no, let's just keep going. We're doing good on time. Let's keep going.
All right, cool. All right, something else that I got this year that I actually didn't know existed. I've talked about this a few months back or whatever. I had no idea what this was, and I just found it, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. So the Zeppelin Box 2, they came out in 91, 90. 93. Wow, 93. So the big Zeppelin box set that you've probably seen at your local record stores for the last 30 plus years. With the it's this, but it's not inverted and it's big. It's an LP size, 12 by 12 size box set, but it's CDs, and there's also LP version too, which we've now seen twice, which I want to buy, but you know, that's just too much money. Regardless, I still need to buy the CDs to buy those too, but regardless, they did all the songs in that first box set except for the 37 songs I think is on here, or 40. It's either 37 or 42, I forget. But they did all the songs in that first one, and then they left off the remaining songs because they're always going to do the volume 2. And then they did it. But they didn't do a 12 by 12. They just did a little mini box. And this has two CDs in here plus a book. And I found this at, again, I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't even know this existed. Again, I found this at Savers like 4 or 5 months ago, I think it was. And I spent $4 on it, I think. And I like I said, didn't know it existed, and I was super stoked to find it just for that amount of money. And it's the first remasters, really, because Jimmy didn't like the first round of CDs that came out, even though I guess fans say they actually sound really good. So whatever. But also a fun story, I guess, like word on the street is, I sent this to Ty when I first found this out and researched it, whatever, is that Jimmy negotiated the rights for Zeppelin stuff back from Atlantic, because he said, if you give me the rights back, I'll do the box sets and we'll sell more money. We'll sell more copies of stuff and then we'll get more money. And then Atlantic was like, okay. And they gave him back the rights to the songs. Yeah. Like 100%. Like, you thought that people were not going to buy Zeppelin songs after this, like even in perpetuity, like, you're dumb as shit. So, so supposedly Jimmy got back the rights to the songs, and, you know, they released these a billion times over now. So whatever, but these are the first remasters. So regardless, super cool to find this. And then I need to buy the first box, and I'll have all the songs in the first incarnation of remasters. So there you go. Sick.
Yeah. That's a good thrift find for sure. These
and this not on vinyl. It's only a CD box set at this point. So we'll see.
Yeah. I doubt that'll ever change too. These next one I bought, 2 of these I bought together. This might be my best pickups of the year. Probably not the best priced, but for the foreseeable future, it's probably the nicest stuff. So bought this first, Ultimate Sin Ozzy. That's absolutely minty. And then I'm not going to take it out, but when we got into the car, I opened it up and it had the order form and everything else in there. And then this was also in there, which I didn't buy. And I saw how minty this was, and Tyler pulled out like the order form out of there, and I'm like, all right, we got to go look at this too, because this was also wrapped and sealed up. And then this is also like minty and has like the flyer and shit in there too. So absolutely stoked. Obviously all of these are like deleted albums for this foreseeable future, probably forever, who knows. And then to get them unremastered too, because obviously this is one of the only ways, really. I mean, I imagine there's cassettes and shit and they're early CDs, but they're not going to be the majority. The majority of the stuff you're going to find is going to be all the remasters. Super stoked to get these. That was all in one trip. And then I think I picked this up at T-Bird. So really, really like brand new copy of Bark at the Moon with the nice price hype sticking around there. So I had a good Ozzy year. So,
man, Ozzy stuff is like, that's why you bought it. Like you did pay a premium on it, but like, you're not finding, like, I don't like, we're going to be collecting forever. We're probably never going to find, I mean, maybe, but like a handful of times in our entire lives, we're going to find that minty Ozzy at this point.
Let's you find sealed. Like, that's how good those are, especially with all the shit in them. Like,
for sure.
The extra goodies. Like,
I think there were 45-ish a piece. No.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was maybe like $100 total for those 2, and then I think I spent like 30 or 35, maybe 40 for the Bark at the Moon. So, yeah, like I feel
that's
like
the price.
I feel like that's the price, and that shit, like I was just talking about, like they're just gonna keep going up because those clean of copies are just gonna get more rare, and with the nature of that album and the history of that album and the weirdness that goes with that shit, those are how you're gonna need to own it.
Why is it weird? Tell me why it's weird. Tell the story again.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why is it weird?
Because no, yeah, but wasn't that Ozzy's response to the Sabbath like live record, or whatever? Wasn't that Ozzy's response?
Speak of the Devil, it's his response to the Live Evil. It has Brad Gillis on guitar, which makes it even more weird because it's right after Randy died too. So that, like, they play those Sabbath songs, and they're weird. Some people love them. They're not my cup of tea. Like, just play Iommi riffs the way they're meant to be played, like in his solos. Not that Brad Gillis is bad to guitarist. It's just different. It's totally different. He's more like the Eddie Van Halen type. So, and then Ultimate Sin's like deleted because of all the bass and all the shit. So, it's to find those, it's hard to find that clean of Ozzy, and you're gonna pay for it if you find it, and it's just gonna keep going up. So I bet.
It sucks. I mean, I think us finding minty Ozzy, those days are numbered here, and like I said, just more expensive, more rare. So it is what it is. All right, so on my next ones here, so this was the year that both Ty and I got into the wild world of cassettes, and so we both the wild world of cassettes. So we both got tape decks. And
multiple tape decks.
I have 6 tape decks in my apartment as we speak right now.
I have 2 in the house, which is too many. So
that is 2. I have 6 too many. Exactly. Yeah, I built my stack, and then I've purchased other ones I'm going to sell or trade in, and I just never have. So here we are. Anyway, so I'll just do some of these together. Like, I have 2 crates of these at this point, but I'll just do bands together or whatever. So then these are all the same set, all the same trip. Actually, the same trip that Ty bought those Aussies on. I bought Guns N' Roses. I got Use Your Illusions 2. Yeah. And then I got Lies. This was the same trip that you got the Aussie at. These were not locked up or whatever, which Zia does now for the big name tapes. These were pretty, like, these were, I did definitely rehome these. So I reshelled them. Yeah. But they're really nice. They sound really nice too. And so they're all super minty with the new shells. But I was stoked, man. Like, I want to get all the guns I can on cassette. Like, I'm primarily trying to do like the 80s, like hair metal, like, whatever, stuff. But then I also, as you'll see, I'm kind of just like going into like big 90s records that are not super expensive. Sure. So I've also gone into that territory. So to find Lies, and this is the second version of Lies because this is edited. So it does have the women, the beating of women stuff, like that is off of here. So that's not on the cover. That is on both of my Lies, though. The one that you bought me this year, or that whatever you purchased, and I bought from you. Yeah. And then my original one, both have those are, I think, the first incarnations on there. But yeah, so this is the second incarnation, the edited version, censored version, whatever you want to say. And then Use Your Illusions 2, which is my favorite Use Your Illusion because it has Estranged on here, which is my favorite gun song of all time. So stoked on this. I haven't actually seen. Not even locked up. I haven't seen any other guns. Have you? Have you ever seen any other guns? Because I would have bought it, obviously. But
not that I know of. No.
Yeah. So I was stoked to get these. Hopefully, more pop up over the next few months or whatever. I think both of these were like $3-4, which again, super shocking considering like these. You could definitely ask $10 on them or whatever at this point.
Yeah, you can still catch them slipping on cassettes. But they're starting to get smarter, but you can still catch them slipping on cassettes.
I have not spent money on a cassette yet. Have you? Did you spend money on a cassette yet?
Yeah, I bought all that. I bought all that Carcass shit, and
never mind. You're right.
Yeah, I've spent money on cassettes, unfortunately. So
I have not done that as of yet. I don't want to, but you have because you bought super cool stuff. But yeah. So anyway, hopefully I complete my guns collection in 2024. That's the goal. Guns N' Roses on cassettes.
So
Yeah, true. I only have 3 other ones I really need to get. So
get the Indonesian version of Chinese Democracy on cassette.
True. Also, Live Era could do that. That's a double one too. You know, whatever. For some reason, the Asian territories, they stuck it with cassettes for quite a while.
What do you mean some reason? It's the cheapest form of like
you're right.
Internet, so they always just kept their cassette decks. So
okay, which also like I think that's also why. I mean, again, we're doing CDs now, so whatever too. But cassettes, they're built these are built to throw away. These are disposable goods. Like you're not supposed to keep cassettes around. Like these are this is under an S10 seat right now.
Yeah, and most people just played them over and over again, and then they wore out, and then they buy another one.
Exactly. And so just to find these in pretty good condition, you know, I'm stoked on it. So there's those two. Now you go.
Next up, I pulled this out because it was really cool to find it in Zia, Creator, Endless Pain from '85. This is a German noise pressing of this. Was absolutely stoked, and it's like really, really freaking clean.
That's awesome.
So I also picked up, I didn't pull it all, but I picked up a ton of German thrash on CD and cassette this year. Like that was like my main collecting goal, I guess, just because I happened to run into it all the time. And like King Diamond and Merciful Fate first press CDs. I see that every time I go to a record store now.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of Sodom tapes and CDs and a good amount of Creator stuff. So I just pulled this to kind of represent all of it because it's probably my favorite, just because it's so clean and you rarely ever see this type of stuff in person anymore at the stores. So.
No, it's bitching. And we talked about before, like all of that stuff is German and import because all of that stuff was special ordered. Like you had, like they weren't buying those. Like you had to go to the record store and say, I want these. And you had to import it from Germany or from wherever. So like, it's an extra layer of like the fan in 1985 or whatever, having to go through that process to get those records or even send away from newsletters or whatever, you know, you had to buy it that way. Like it's
back in magazines. Yeah.
Back of magazines, exactly. Like you had to do it. So just crazy. No, I'm about it. All right. I got more cassettes here. This was our are these my last cassette that I just purchased? I think they are. So I got Crows. I had a Crows trip. So this is the same trip. I got the Black Crows. This is their first record from 90, right? I believe it is. And then I got Counting Crows' first record as well.
The Crows.
So
the 90s Crows.
90s Crows here together. Exactly. So these are both really nice. I think I reshelled one of these. I forget which one, but like they were really nice. The J cards are real good. Like even like the thing about it too is like the black J cards, when you get like a little bit of dirt inside of it and it just like kind of wears away.
Yeah.
So like my Van Halen's, like they have a little bit of a J card wear. I don't know, cassette wear. I don't know. What do you want to say?
Yeah.
But they have a little bit on that on the black, right? But I got really lucky in that these aren't, you know, that messed up at all. So I was expecting that. Like these are massive 90s records. They both were like $3 a piece, maybe like $2 a piece. I don't remember, but they were not expensive whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And Counting Crows, like this record is so good. Like, I mean, they're both really good, but this is so good. And I was really happy to be able to find this. So big 90s records, expanding the VHS collection to include them. I'm not upset about it. I'm just a little concerned. So
you don't have any grunge, do you?
Not a one.
Stuff, do you? Yeah.
Not a one. No. So like that stuff would be the next on the list there. And like maybe listen, because you don't know what happened to them. You could happen upon a box that has all your tapes in there.
Oh, my stuff? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, your old tapes. You could happen upon a box. So
no, I wouldn't. Not here. Like not in the house. You're talking like happen upon them again out like in the wild, like at a store or something, maybe. But no, they're not here.
They're gonzo. Okay.
Nah,
I didn't know if like
I think I turned them in. I must have turned them in something.
Son of a beasting.
Somewhere at some point. So, I'll do a 2 for next. So some more Rush. Picked this up at a random ass record store that Tyler and I went to out in, was it Gilbert? It was way out there. That one in the mall. It wasn't a mall, that outdoor mall.
Yeah.
The really highfalutin mall.
Yeah. And I got COVID the next day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, so went out there because I saw this on their Instagram. This is a Hold Your Fire original US promo pressing with the hype sticker.
Hell yeah.
So I had to pick that up. And then I ordered this on Discogs. This is kind of a mini grail of mine. Original Canadian pressing of Hemispheres on the red vinyl. So cool. I've always wanted this. So I'm like, I'm going to bite the bullet and spend like the $35 I spent on it. Cause like we were saying, this shit's never going down. So especially when you're getting Canadian variants of shit. So sub goal of mine, I talked about this on my Rush collection video, would be to own every album in a Canadian variant, like on CD or cassette or vinyl, not like all of Canadian vinyl, because that would be really expensive. But like I own this on Canadian, vinyl. I own Roll the Bones on Canadian CD, and then get, get 2112 on Canadian CD or something. It'd be really cool. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm about it, man. No, that's super sick. And I mean, luckily we keep happening upon them, right? At least the CDs. A lot of CDs that it happened upon.
A lot of German CDs. As I talk about in my collection video too. Like, this
I don't know
so
why that
strange.
is.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm about it. All right, so I'll do another chunk of these all at once or whatever. So again, since this is the year of the cassette, for me, it's not that I have a ton of cassettes. I have a solid amount, but like, it's ever expanding.
You bought a lot of cassettes this year. Most of your collection is from this year.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Like, I want to say 90% of it was.
And I would say at least have what? 40?
So there's, let's see.
50?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So about 13 times 4. What is that? That's
52.
There you go. Nice. Look at you, girl. Wow. So I got at least 52 cassettes, and the give or take. So let's call it 60. I have 60 cassettes this year.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. So this is my Van Halen collection. These are all from this year.
Yeah.
So my newest one that I just acquired here was Brian May and Friends, the Starfleet project that he actually just put out on vinyl.
That's the last
remaster.
That's the last cassette you bought. Yeah.
That's true. This is the last one I bought. This is in pretty good condition. I did replace the top deal, but the back is all brand new or whatever. But he just remastered this, and we listened to it at Whataburger, actually. It's interesting. It's Brian May and Friends, but Eddie plays on the entire record. And really weird because it's 82, I believe it is, or 83. That makes sense, 83 and 23. But so a very young Eddie Van Halen, 5-6 years deep on the scene, is playing with Brian May, so doing a special feature. So that was super cool.
That's just one of those oddities to have and add it to the Van Halen.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And then other ones I'll just I can do these vaguely like in order when I bought them. So that's the newest one. But the one that kicked it off, like truly, when I found The Balance and Oh You Went Too. So these are the ones we literally found. These are the first cassettes that I really found that I actually took a passion and was like, I want to buy all the Van Halens. So we found these at formerly Indian School, now at Bethany Home. Found
Camelback,
these,
which used to be Indian School.
Which is got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got these. They both don't sound great. So I think these were in an S10 pickup for a few too many moons.
Yeah.
Just getting beat to hell. This is what I was talking about when I said that like the J cards, when you get a little bit of dirt in there and they just get shifting, like a little bit of the paper comes off and it kind of, makes that's,
it's got that rub wear, that little rub.
Yeah. The dirt rub. Yeah, that good old cassette dirt rub there. So this one's suffering from it a little bit more, but
the black.
Yeah, so cassettes again, it's just fun because like I don't know. These are disposable. Just get rid of them. Just throw them away. Like whatever. Just play them to death and not care about them.
They're also cheap. Like you OU 812 on vinyl right now is like $25 freaking dollars, and then balance is obviously hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, so. Even the reissue we just talked about reissues $65.
Yeah,
crazy for the box set.
Yeah.
But yeah, so any Van Halen that I find, I'm trying to buy it. So I got Van Hagar stuff first, which I've actually never seen these again off the top of my head.
Okay.
So like we bought them when we first found them, right? And then something else that I found, the last one that I actually purchased was Diver Down. That was the last Van Halen one I purchased. So I thought I already owned this. I didn't own this. It sounds great. Sounds really good.
I fucking hate that album cover, but it looks good on a cassette.
It does.
That's nice. Yeah.
See, here's the thing is we've talked this again before. All of these, except for Women, Children First, all of these are cassettes. Like they're all special cassette covers.
Yes.
So like that's like we appreciate that.
I kind of expect balance to be that though, because you're in the 90s. They stopped doing that shit eventually.
That's true. Yeah. But especially cassette covers, it really is a great 84
takes up
here.
the whole thing.
Like whole thing special. Only dud in the bunch. Men, Women, Children First.
Yeah, that's a rough one to do anyway. That cover sucks too.
Yeah,
I saw it on the Van Halen subreddit today. Somebody posted an ad from an old magazine, and it's like a woman and a child they're in a water, and they have lifesavers around them, and they were like, "This would have made a much better album cover." And I'm like, "Yeah, it probably would have been." It's a pretty cool.
Yeah,
picture.
It makes a lot more sense as well, right? Like,
yeah.
That's why we're doing this, right?
And they clearly did that. I don't, unless they just took that photo for something. I think it was done for the album ads.
Yeah.
So it's like, why didn't you just use this anywhere?
No, yeah, for sure. So, I've actually watched a YouTube video about the Van Halen artwork.
Oh, okay.
And the guy goes into every cover, and he goes into like the back covers too.
It's all Alex. Alex did all of it.
Yeah. So like it was all decided upon I guess Alex, right? But like it's just really random. Like this photo was taken here, and this is here, and whatever. And
well, that one sucks anyway because the album cover is it's a picture in a frame. It's framed by the green. So then when you put it on a cassette, you frame it again with the black. It's bad.
It's bad. The fun thing though, I don't think it's on here, but I believe it's the back of Diver Down. It's not on here, obviously, because there's nothing in here, is there? Oh, there is. Never mind. So, I think we've already talked about this before, but I believe this is a Black Sabbath crowd
opening date.
Yeah. So that was an opening, and that's a Black Sabbath crowd there. So pretty sick. Actually, this is a good J card.
Yeah, wow. That's really
a lot of these are bare bones for the older stuff, but
yeah.
So F&A, man, killing it. So there you go. So that's our.
So that's my cassette. You need like the first record, the second
first record, Van Halen 2.
You need fuck.
Yeah,
and then you need.
I need the live record, 5150.
Okay. It's doable.
And then it's very doable. And then Van Halen 3 obviously exists too, so you can do that. Like I think that would have to be like I'm not running into that probably. I mean I don't know why I wouldn't. Because I think it still probably sold 1 million copies without looking. It probably still went platinum at some point. And
can't remember,
it's not impossible to run into. But I don't actually even own that on CD. I've never looked for it though. So like
I don't either. No,
I don't know.
I don't ever want to listen. I listened to it for the ranking. I don't ever want to listen to it again. So
that's fair.
All right, let me do these two.
I have a handful, but get there.
I'll do a 2 for here. Same guy. Actually, this was like consecutive trips to Thunderbird, which is really weird.
Okay.
So yeah, and I don't run into this dude's shit ever, and I got rid of all his shit, so I regret it. So I paid a premium for these, but that's just what you're gonna pay if you want to rebuy them. Got a Devin Townsend project. This is Z2. So this is like the 2 LP. So this has Dark Matters and Sky Blue. So he did kind of 2 albums in one project. So Ziltoid 2. And then I got Epic Loud, which is a great record. So picked those up on I think it was like consecutive trips, like a few weeks apart.
What year are those? Thereabouts.
This is 2012.
Okay.
And then this is after, pretty sure 2014.
Okay.
So and these have never been reissued. So,
and odds are they're not going to be reissued, right? More than likely.
I highly doubt it.
Not in those.
Doubt it.
Probably not like that though, right? Because
he did do a few years ago back. He did a box set of all the Devin Townsend Project stuff.
Okay.
I think it was like 3 different sets that captured all the different eras of that project. So that's the only other time, and you can get them in this
$1,000.
Yeah, they're expensive. So yeah. Eventually, I will reacquire all this stuff. I'm just doing it slowly, and it's honestly like I just gotta kind of run into it in the wild, and then get that itch. Oh shit, I'm never gonna see this in the wild again. So yeah, 2 Devin Townsend albums picked up this year, which is absolutely stoked that aren't new albums anyway.
Yeah, it's fair. All right, so I'll do this what I just did before. So another band that I'm trying to do in addition to Van Halen and Guns is Whitesnake, As It Comes. So I got 4 Whitesnake this year. I got Come and Get It. I got this at Thunderbird for a couple dollars, a little while ago. Or did you buy this for me?
I think I got that for you. I think it was part of the your birthday present. Yeah.
There we go. Yes. So got that. Got Slide It In. So I can do format.
Come and Get It's a good cassette cover. Slide It In. They kind of sucked it up.
Yeah, that's at least they did it right. Like
that one's
good. Perfect because the Apple is looking great there.
Yep.
Yeah, Come and Get It. Come and Get It. Slide It In. They could have done one. Maybe they did later. I'm not sure. But this when they do this, I don't know if it's only what is this, Warner Brothers or Geffen. It might be only Geffen that does these. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not good. Because Warner Brothers also.
No, I have some Rush
Van Halen too.
Like that, which is bad. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we got lucky.
Mercury.
Because 87.
Perfect.
Looking really good here. Perfect. So it's sideways, but that's a perfect.
I don't mind when it's sideways too. It makes it even more special.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then Tip of the Tongue.
Yeah. I would love to get that on vinyl.
Yeah, this is 91.
It's 90, I think.
90.
I think it's 90.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. This has Judgment Day on there. It's the big song, right? Cheap and Nasty, also really good. Some of the Tongue's a good song too.
Deeper the Love, I think, is on there, right?
Yep. Fool for Your Lovin's also on here. Got a couple tracks. Got a couple tracks on here that you want to check out. So yeah. Also, I still remember one of the first times we ever were hanging out at the apartment way back when, the first apartment. You were talking about Whitesnake, and you're like, you listen to Judgment Day. That song's badass. And then then we went and downloaded from some media file share or whatever the hell, right? Down to the greatest hits, just to listen to Judgment Day in my room.
That's funny.
So there you go.
All right, I'm gonna get into my run of crazy reissues that I never thought would happen. First one is a 20th anniversary of the Darkness debut album, Permission to Land. This is a cool box set with a bunch of live stuff and shit like that. But just to finally own this record and not pay hundreds of dollars was really cool.
Hell yeah.
Really, really cool. And something I never thought would happen, because why would this get a repress? So I hope they do the second album too. But yeah, Darkness, Permission to Land. Absolutely stoked this finally got a really cool deluxe treatment as well. And you got a bunch of live stuff from this era, demos, B-sides, this whole era of the band is encompassed all in this set. So very, very cool. And I'm this type of stuff that's happening, I'm just buying it when it comes out, because I don't. This could end up being hundreds of dollars down the road.
Yeah, because you have to weigh it and this we do this everything now. What are the odds this stuff either stays in print or will be reprinted at some point?
Exactly.
It gets really, really hard to kind of it's hard to justify not buying it for big releases, even if it's a money, because it's they're not going to make these ever again. And if I run into it, it's going to be $300 more,
Well, now we're talking about that with the Van Halen set.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So yeah.
Doing good. All right. 2 more that got here together. So another, just again, 80s metal or whatever I'm trying to do here. Hair metal, at least, right? Or whatever you want to call it. Fun party metal. I got Lynch Mob. So I got the first Lynch Mob record, Wicked Sensation, which is a really cool record. This is the one. This is the Lynch Mob record.
I think I only know the title track. I don't think I've ever listened to that record entirely.
It's a cool record. It's Oni Lokinen or whatever his name is. I think it is Oni Loken. That's on vocal. This is Robert Mason on vocal. I just checked that because I knew that Oni was only on the first record or at least he's on. He came back and did other stuff later on, but like these are the Lynch Mob records. So this is like 92, and this is 90. I think I want to say. Yeah. So these are the Lynch Mob records that you want to buy.
So the first I have not two then.
First two, gotcha. And there's 15 of them at this point, right? Yeah. And apparently, supposedly, which is not true. It's not true. He said it's not true, but whatever. Is this year? It's last year they're going to tour, and then so I would just because I would like to see I care because I like actually George Lynch the dude. I've watched a lot of his interviews, and like I know like for guitar dudes, he's a big deal, and like he's like Eddie level to a lot of guys, right? And so like and he plays like the Lynch Mob whatever they tour, and they play. I mean, because they're very niche, so they play smaller venues. So like you could meet the dude and like have him sign stuff and talk to him, whatever, and that's not a big deal. So like he played down the road with Lynch Mob, like I don't know, last year or maybe early this year, and it was like at a venue I'd never heard of before, and it was just down the road from me.
Okay.
So like I didn't remember, so we didn't go obviously, and I didn't whatever, but it was like it was cool. So anyway, I would like to go see the last tour, even though he said it's not real. He's like if people book him, he's gonna come play. Like and he's very transparent with shit. He's like whenever he has new stuff come out, he's like and like we have limited edition vinyl or cassettes or CDs, whatever it is, and he's like, but they're limited up until people want to buy them, and then like we're gonna make more. So like whatever. Like they're limited for whatever people want to buy. So like he's very transparent with it, whatever, right? He's a cool dude. So if you're into guitar, player stuff, Lynch Mob, cool.
You could just go see Dokken and see him play the encore.
4 songs. Yeah, I could do. That's true. That is true. So I could just do that.
Such a weird, awkward, weird thing. Anyway,
we'll pay to fly him out. We'll not pay him enough to play the whole set,
which is crazy. It's ridiculous.
Dumb as shit.
Continuing on trends of like reissues I never thought would happen or was just waiting for years. This band did a ton of reissues. I go in them all. I just pulled one. This is a record that means the most to me. In Flames with Come Clarity. I've never thought this was going to happen because the last time I did was 2011 or 2017. Those two dates stick in my head. But either way, it went out of press like immediately and was sold out and was gone until this year. So like these records would command $300, $400, $500. So was stoked to pay $35. This is one of my favorite records of all time. So a very formative record for me too. So to finally own this on vinyl, which I always wanted, even when I was collecting years ago and got out of collecting, I never owned it. And then started collecting again. I was like, man, I hope Come Clarity ever. I saw one at T-Bird one time, like 3 years ago, and it was like $300. I'm like, yeah, never mind. No, I'm not spending that money. And I waited, I held out, and I won. So there you go. You can win. You can still win. This is still like kids. I bought it instantly. It's out of like 900 copies. They did a couple variants, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to get the one with the least amount. I think there's one with 500. So wow. I'm very close. So we'll see if these end up going up. They'll probably go out of print. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. No, that's nuts. So no, and also we saw them played a badass show. I'm all about it.
Hell it was the first time I ever seen them too, which is I was stoked to finally check that off the list.
Yeah, sounded great. Killed it. It's awesome. All right. So let's do another twofer. This is ones I just got. Over the last month or so. I actually got Adrenalize first. So Def Lep, Adrenalize. This is the last of the Mutt Lange big records. Yeah. And then last time as well, got Pyromania. Just picked this at T-Bird a few weeks ago. So I still need to get, obviously, Hysteria, On Through the Night. If I want to do it, which I don't think will be, I don't think it's impossible.
You could find High and Dry and On Through the Night. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I should be able to ideally find Hysteria too, ideally, because it's the biggest record. So I imagine it's sold millions of tapes. So, but I found Pyromania there. Like, grant you, like, it has seen better days. Like, I already showed this off, but like, I think I did I not? But like, it is gross, like whatever. And I also, when I tried to clean it, I used alcohol, swabs. So it did take off some of the writing here. So it has seen better days, but just in general, now, a lot of paper loss there with the case rub, if you will. But Adrenalize is perfect. I listened to this record. It's probably, honestly, I don't know, like I've heard this record before, probably, but off the top of my head. But I actually, the first time really listening to it was on cassette like a few weeks ago, and like it's also still a really cool record. So like I know we're entering into the 90s. Yeah, like we're entering into the 90s. I get like Def Leppard is going to be out of fashion here very quickly, but for like the last gasp, if you will, of the the prime of the band, whatever, in them being cool or what have you, 92. Cool, very cool record. So
I think Hysteria, like that record and the touring and all that shit, just kind of like took all the air out of the room. So I think no matter what they followed up with, it was gonna suck anyway.
That's fair. Even if Nirvana didn't kill the industry,
exactly.
Right? That's fair.
Like, I just think they were just tired at that point. Like,
yeah, when you make the biggest record, one of the biggest records of all time, it's hard to follow it up, right? So like you said, that's fair.
So yeah, that would be a really interesting ranking to do, just because there's so much shit that I've never listened to.
You don't want to listen to a lot.
It would be almost daunting. Like the first 5, we could do like a first 5 or 6 records. That would be kind of interesting. Like up to Adrenalize.
Yeah,
yeah.
Volume 3 is back down to like $54.
Yeah, don't do that. It's a bad idea.
I'm not.
Sparkle Lounge. This one I got. This one I got at In Groove. I don't even think I showed Tyler this yet. I paid up for a little bit. It was $40, but Anvil Metal on Metal original Japanese press with the Obi. This thing is absolutely minty. I only like the couple. Yeah, this is the record. The one before this is really good too. Like the first 3 are pretty solid. This is probably my favorite. They're not my favorite band by any means, but the story of the band, the documentary, is probably better than any album they ever did. But it's a good like foundational metal record. And when I saw it this clean, I was like, wow, I'll add it. So pick that up.
No, it's solid. No, super cool to finally get that, right?
Yeah.
All right, another one I have here. Let's do another 2 for whatever. Let's do got the Neil. I got Harvest Moon, which was the massive big comeback record, if you will. Even though Neil still had his big fans, obviously, but the Harvest Moon was the big record from 92, right? Right here, I think it is 92. And then this is Ragged Glory. Ragged Glory is also big with Crazy Horse, is a big cult record. This has not been reissued on vinyl until very recently, and it was going for hundreds of dollars. And I think at this point, it's still in the newest box that he just did. I don't think it's been pieced out yet, but it's a cool record. I've heard it a couple times. I've listened to it on cassette actually, because I don't own it on any of their format. So it's a cool record. These are definitely these are the grunge records. Like this is like when he obviously like with Crazy Horse, like all those records are kind of grungy, and he's like the godfather of grunge, if you will. But yeah, this like the Crazy Horse records, my personal the live records, like Live Rust, that's like Rust Never Sleeps, like that stuff is my kind of era with it. But with Crazy Horse at least. But yeah, I stoked on this. This is like $1, and this was like $2. So again, super cheap about it.
Yeah, that's the thing about cassettes, man. You can add a lot for cheap. Like what we talk about, you got 60, and what do you got? Maybe $150 into it.
Yeah, if that, right? Maybe. I'm like, that's for now, though. That's for now. I just talked to a guy.
Yeah.
I just talked to a guy because I told you our next pickup video is going to be pretty fucking solid, pretty healthy here. But I was walking around Goodwill last weekend, whatever, with a stack of CDs, and I was walking around with them, and I went to the equipment area or whatever, right? And this guy was like, "Good for you." And I was like, I had my AirPods in. So I was like, I heard what he said, but I had my AirPods in. I was like, what? And he's like, good for you. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, buying CDs. That's awesome, man. He's like, vinyl came back and, CDs, that's still happening. I was like, and I told him, I was like, no, I think CDs are going to come back too, man. And he's like, you think so? And I was like, yeah, because vinyl's just too expensive. Like we've talked about before, like on here. But I think cassettes are coming back because cassettes are already back. Like for whatever, I don't not maybe they're not going to do vinyl prices, whatever, right? For a vast majority of it, but the big records are all 10, 15, $20, you know, on a cassette. The truly big records. And for the big bands, especially metal cassettes, those are all money for different reasons. But I told him, I was like, just if vinyl is too prohibitive for the younger kids and they want to collect something, so CDs are super accessible, and I just have an entire stack that I paid $17 for.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
like it's just the next thing. And he was like, you really think so? I was like, yeah. And he was like, maybe I'll look at that. I was like,
I have seen people on this CD collectors subreddit say a lot of their Goodwills are getting rid of CDs. They're not taking them in anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
so
would be
I don't think it's happened here to any of our local ones. And
yeah, we still do it.
We'll see.
That would be terrible. Okay.
Yeah, because that's like the cheapest avenue to get them, really, other than like yard sales and shit. So
they're $1. Yeah. You gave me a big bum fest right now, man. Wow.
I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen here. I know it's just kind of in different local spots I've been seeing posts. So all right. Continuing on with like reissues that I never thought would happen. This record is several hundreds of dollars. This is a very foundational record for me, especially high school. This is 07, I want to say sophomore year. Lordy with the Apocalypse. So nice. If you're into just hard rock, like AC/DC, Kiss, that's Lordy. Like it's just like completely derivative hard rock. Like we're not doing anything new. Just fun, stupid shit. And they all have, you know, their costume. They always kind of got mixed because they kind of look like Guar.
Yeah.
They're better costumes than Guar, but they kind of look like Guar, so people thought they were like heavier than what they are. Like Guar's not even that heavy though, so that's people always kind of got mixed up. This is their big record. Like they won Eurovision. Nice. Pretty sure off this record. This is the record they were on Ozfest. That's when I found them. Never thought this would get a reissue, and it randomly just showed up in the record store like 2 weeks ago, and was like, I'm gonna buy that. And then I actually saw last weekend, I saw the follow up to this too. So music on vinyl, so Sony doing some reissues, doing God's work. So I was like, I'm instantly buying this. I love this record. I always have. This is really the only record I really, really love by them. I might buy the follow up because I have some memories of that one too. But this record's really fun. There's cool guests on here too. Udo from Accept's on here. Ooh, I'm pretty sure Bruce Kulick's on this record too. They always have good guests from like that, you know, 80s hard rock era stuff. Yeah. So they pay tributes to the people who influenced them. So yeah, music on vinyl. So this is a really cool pressing. It's on like a fire red thing too.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So yeah.
Yeah, that second one, I mean, the odds are like, I mean, you thought they were never going to press it, but odds are they're not going to keep it up in press for at least a while, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how in demand those things are. They're kind of just a niche band. So
yeah,
they never really made it. Like they got on Ozfest here, and then they got like on it. They were opening for Type O, which is really weird.
Yeah.
And then like those were their big US tours. And then like I don't even know the last time they toured here. They're still doing records and shit. I haven't probably listened to any of their records in like 10 years plus, but yeah, they never really made it here. So I don't know.
I mean, hopefully I mean, if you buy the second record, and you know, I think that'll cap you off, right? For the most part.
Yeah, for sure. I don't need to know anything else.
Yeah. All right. I'll do. Yeah. I got a handful left here on like a set front.
Okay. So, I got one more, and then like one more that I'm gonna do all at once. So I got two more.
Okay. And actually, I know what you're gonna do. I also have one that relates to that I forgot that I bought. So it's just sitting here. I assume you're doing what I think you're gonna do, but maybe not.
All right.
We'll see. All right. So I actually stole this one. This is stolen. This is a stolen cassette. I stole it. Stole this from Goodwill.
Stole it.
I did. I literally stole this. It wasn't intentional, but I don't feel bad about it. So whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I just like Goodwill. I don't think I've ever really seen too many solid cassettes at Goodwill ever. But this is with the one that was there at the one in Surprise here, a little ways out. And so Cracked the Review, Hootie. It's the Hootie record. It's the Hootie record. And so I was super stoked to find this, and so I put it in my pocket because I was looking at other stuff, other CDs or whatever, and I put it in my pocket, and then I forgot about it, and I walked out. There you go. So they didn't get the dollar from me, so I apologize. But yeah. So anyway, this is the record you want to buy. One of the biggest '90s records of all time. Sold 1 trillion copies, and has solid 5 singles on there that and the rest of the record is still pretty cool as well. Something I didn't tell you, actually, I forgot about this. I forgot to tell you this. My mother, when she took me to the airport, going to Atlanta, couple times ago, maybe.
Okay.
Took me to the airport, and so she likes Hootie, and so in her car, she had Hootie playing or whatever, right? And I was like, "Is this Hootie?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I like Hootie." And she's like, "I love Hootie." and then she said, "I love Darius' solo stuff too." And I was like,
"Oh wow,
okay, cool."
Yeah.
And so like whatever, I don't know anything, right? Besides it exists. And so I'm like, all right, cool. And then I her stack of CDs in her console and her fucking Accord. And so I was like, I pulled out her stack, and she's like, "Yeah, that's the record. It's the next record." She was listening to the Fairweather, it's whatever it's called. I think it might be called Fairweather, but it's whatever it's called. And I was like, "This is not the Hootie record. Do you not have the Hootie record?" And she's like, "That's the record." And I was like, "No, it's not. What are you talking about?" And then I looked through, and she did have it. She did have Cracked Review. It just wasn't the one we were listening to at the time. And I was like, "Mom, this is the record." And she goes, "It is?" And I was like, "Yes." I don't know what we're talking about. Yes, it's the Hootie record. This is the one, all 5 songs off this one. She was like, "Oh, I don't know." And then I took out the Fairweather record and put this one in. Then we listened to this on the way to the airport. So yeah. Also, Joe Bonamassa is sexy as hell. Just don't take off his sunglasses.
Okay. All right.
So that's how she also treats that man, as well as Dwight Yoakam. Don't take off the hat. And you're sexy as hell. Joe Bonamassa. There you go. So anyway.
Gotcha.
Sharon Naylor, a little
nice.
bit there. So there
That's
you go.
like a Boston one and Don't Look Back fight almost. There you go.
Sorry, I almost broke his family up. Sorry about that.
Next one is another one that I never thought would get reissued. Godsmack, self-titled, man.
Whoa, I forgot that came out. Yes.
Yeah, this just came out. So this hasn't even been in the pickups video. So we'll probably see this twice in the next pickups video. But yeah, Godsmack, self-titled, man. Never thought this was going to happen. The only time this was ever pressed on vinyl was 2007, randomly.
On Picture Disc, wasn't it?
I think so, something like that, yeah. And then there's been boots of it throughout the years, but nothing official. We finally got it official.
Hell yeah.
And even this is getting sketched because all the Zias went out of stock. Amazon was kind of weird with it too. Like I had it pre-ordered and then they delayed it and I canceled it and then I reordered it again and then it magically showed up. I love how that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I know there's an orange variant too. This is just the black variant. So I picked it up instantly because I'm like, this could be money again in like 6 months. Who knows? So I love this record. It's just a foundational record for me, obviously. And it's a stellar record, man. Still holds up. Moon Baby's a great song. It's my favorite song on their album. So yeah. This is the only Godsmack album I'll ever own. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm done. I finished the Godsmack collection.
That's true. They do have, I just looked. So Amazon still has it in stock as of now. I don't know whatever happens if you order it, but they have it in stock for $33 if you want to buy it. But they also have a 5th anniversary edition of When Legends Rise. 5th anniversary.
I don't know what that is. So
no one does. But the fact that you have a 5th year anniversary of it is pretty weird. Another record you don't have that popped up with this. I don't know why you don't have it. The Sickness is out there. You don't own The Sickness.
I've never bought it. No, that's still floating out there, right? Like it's in press, like always.
$24 on Amazon if you wanted it. That's like it came up.
I think that's why I never bought it, just because like it's one of those like that's why I haven't bought Meteora yet, just because it's out there at $20. Like that's what it is. So I do need to buy The Sickness. I do love The Sickness.
That's what I'm saying. So we've talked about that Godsmack record for years, and we actually anticipated this happening. So we talked about that Godsmack record like either last year or a couple years ago, and then we looked like 20 years is coming up. So like if they don't
it's
do
not
for
20 years, it's 98. It's 25.
Okay, so 25. So excuse me. Yeah. So 25. So like if you don't do anything for 25, then they're not going to do anything. That was our conversation. Yeah, and then
we talked about it on the Grails or like stuff that needs reissued episode. So yeah, that's why I said 2023 was like the year of reissues, because like these last 3 or 4 I've talked about, they were on that episode. Like I've crossed those off the list, which is insane. So let's keep it going for next year.
Not
you got anything left?
No, I assume you're going to talk about a box set from a certain 80s band. Is that not what you're talking about?
No.
Okay, never mind. Keep going then.
I just talked about these on the channel. You can check out my Rush collection. Ooh, I picked these up last weekend. Yeah. Giant stack of Rush radio promos. These are really cool. I actually played these all the other day because Anna and the baby and her mom were out. So I just sat down and was like cataloging shit, and I put every one of these on, and I flipped them each side. So I listened to the same song twice in a row. Yeah. Force 10 from Hold Your Fire. It's one of the more plain ones, just on black. These are absolutely mint. I love they all have the original sleeves too.
Oh, so good.
This is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Rush songs. Rush Marathon from the new live LP, A Show of Hands. So it's got the hype sticker on there.
That's so crazy.
And these are both of those are just the same on each side. So they're purely radio. This one actually has 2 different songs on there. So you got Red Sector A, the new single, and then The Enemy Within, the new video from Grace Under Pressure.
So cool.
And that's on red. And that has the hype sticker too.
These are American though, are they not, right?
They're all American, yes.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it even more weird.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. This is the Big Money from Power Windows, but this is pre-album release. So got the hype sticker, the Big Money from the forthcoming album Rush, Power Windows. Yeah, and it's Big Money on both sides. This one's really cool too because it has like this custom die cut sleeve that goes with the song Mystic Rhythms from Power Windows. So all this is 80s Rush, which is interesting. But that's pretty cool.
Because Rush was out of fashion for a lot of fans at that point.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, they're still doing radio singles. So
that's true. That's fair. Yeah.
Like, I mean, arguably, that's like their biggest commercial period. So
that's true. That's fair.
Like, that's true. When they were kind of not. I never consider them trend chasing, but that's kind of like what they were doing at that time. Yeah. This is one of my favorites. It's clear vinyl. This is New World Man on the A side, and on the B side is Vital Signs from Moving Pictures Live.
That's awesome.
And it's on clear vinyl. So stoked. And then I have the Body Electric from Grace Under Pressure. And that's just kind of a plain sleeve with Body Electric on both sides. So
no, it's absolutely insane. Also, when we asked Mike about it, he said that he had like a foot of Rush singles.
I don't know if that was a foot of Rush singles or a foot of just radio promos.
That's okay.
But I got a feeling there was more Rush singles there.
Yeah.
Because he did have other radio promo singles there from that collection that he bought.
Okay. So. Depeche Mode and shit. That was the other bit of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, he said there was a ton of Depeche Mode in there, a lot of Rush and some other like 80s era, like new wave-ish stuff. Not that Rush is new wave, but you know what I mean. In that they were in that vein in that time. So
yeah. I mean, we've never seen that stuff. And like I remember we were sitting there and you were like, am I gonna do this? And I was just like, yeah, you have to do it. Like, we're not gonna find this shit again. So like if you want to do it, you gotta do it because this stuff is gonna be gone. And then we looked online and like you can do it online, you can do it, but we're already here, you're already in it, like whatever. These are the prices. So it's not like you're getting ripped off. This is what you're paying for it if you're paying for it online, you're not getting shipping, whatever. So like, it sucks up front to do these, but like I don't know. That's the price. Unfortunately, the price of collecting sometimes, and like collecting really niche shit and niche bands for a lot of people, right? Like, it's just a cost of doing business.
I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't buy the sealed 2112.
Yeah, you wanted to crack it though. Which is crazy to me.
But I was doing the Rush collection video today, which you can check out on the channel, and when I pulled out 2112, I'm like, I only own the reissue.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, it would have been really nice to buy that, crack it, and have a really minty. I'm assuming it was an 80s pressing. It had to be 80s.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it's from 76 or 77, but
no barcode though. So it's before 82.
Thing's fucking gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's 50 bones, wasn't it?
It was like 60.
Yeah. I actually just sleeved up my Rush with the new sleeves, and my 2112, like it's fine. It is fine. The record's fine. It's seen better days. So if we do run into a better 2112, like I'm not a huge Rush guy, but like I have power windows. I have 2112, and I have
you don't even have moving pictures, which is weird. That's the record to own. And
hold on,
that's the record to own for not a big Rush fan is moving pictures. That the one?
Well, I think
tried to get you buy it like 5 times.
Hold on,
because you see clean copies of it fairly regularly compared to other Rush stuff.
Yeah, so I have Signals, I have power windows, and I have 2112. Yeah. Formerly had Presto as well, randomly.
Yeah.
I also formerly had Presto. Now that resides in someone else's collection.
Yeah. I gave you your props. Collection video.
Oh hell yeah, nice. All right, I've not watched it yet. So all right.
Yeah, well, it's not up yet, but
I'll skip ahead. I'll skip ahead for it and see really what's going on there.
Skip ahead and click off.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
All right, thanks. You got anything else at all?
No, I mean, I do have like a random. Okay, well, I do have a censored version of Love Drive on cassette.
Oh yeah,
we did this already. Yeah, we did do this, but it's in trance. Is the cassette inside?
It's all it's messed up. It's the wrong cassette.
Yeah, and this is also like I think this is a German, I believe, because sense. We looked. Yeah, that's true. We looked this up, and it's like we already talked about this on one of the other pickup videos. Yeah. But it's the thing that's interesting about this is it's registered with the Ministry of Culture and Information, and it passed the censorship by KECPP. So this was a fully censored. Well, this is a different record, but this is the censored cover.
Yeah.
And then there's a different record that also passed censorship.
It's funny because hold that up again. No, the J card or whatever. Okay. That picture and on the uncensored cover, the back of it, that's the picture, but you can see her nipple.
Yeah.
It's
right there, yeah.
Exactly. And then on the front, obviously, is the gum picture. So it's funny how they took that picture and just like slid it over a little bit to crop out the nip, and they're like, yep, that's the album cover.
And like, brother, that's like that, like her boob is right there.
Oh yeah, they aired it. They were close. They played it. They got it close to the vest there.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I got that this year. I don't know. I think that's. Oh, also, another birthday deal. You got me that new Sandman, single. So appreciated that. Hell yeah, added that to my. Actually, I have 3 Metallica cassettes, but they're different ones. They're the Record Day cassettes that we got way back when.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that'll kind of like finish me off a bit. I forgot I did also get those Van Halen singles from Goodwill, which I forgot about.
Oh, that's a really good find. Yeah.
Yeah, I did forget about those, but they're over there, so I already did those. So check those out.
You got the GNR Lies, which I think we talked about on the channel too before.
Yeah, the unconfirmed. Yeah, unconfirmed pressing. We can't find it, but we think it's real, but like we still don't. Real. Yeah, we don't know where it's at, but yeah, we got that. So I got a few things that I did forget about, but no, it was a good year for stuff, and I'm pretty proud because we both expanded upon the formats for better or worse for worse, and so 2024 will bring us into getting more Van Halen, Def Leppard, Whitesnake. Other cassettes.
All right, so let's wrap this up with a couple closing questions too. So like if you had money wasn't an option next year, 2024, money wasn't an option.
Yeah.
What's the first thing collection wise you're buying?
I really want that in utero box set. The super deluxe in utero box set. That'd be super sick to get.
That one's like 300 or whatever right now.
Yeah, it's like 300 pounds. Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, I would do that. Like more practically though, like practically with money being, an object there. Finishing off like the cassettes for like different bands would be kind of cool.
Okay.
Like,
So like if money was not an option, I didn't like I could just spend. I do all the Rush vinyl I need. So I do like Test Reco, Counterparts, Roll the Bones. So that's like $1,000 to
yeah,
finish that out. And then I do like the Danzig original pressings, like the first, like especially the first 2 records. That'd be really sick.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I don't know, man. Like we've talked about that many times. Like you might just need to buy a boot at some point, right?
who
Don't
knows?
show it.
Who knows that
Don't
that's
show
gonna
it to him
ever
though.
happen? That's like the Headless Cross or the Tony Martin era shit. Like who the fucking knows?
Yeah.
He's doing that shit every year. It's just not that stuff. It's just not that American stuff. So I don't know if there's weird shit with that or what.
Yeah.
Also on that note, like we were talking about, good year for reissues. Is there anything you'd want to see reissue next year off the top of your head? And we might have talked about it before, but
yeah, 2024 reissues.
And it could be an anniversary or
yeah. I'm sure there is nothing off the top of my head that I'm looking around at. Well, I mean, the Guns N' Roses, the GNR Live stuff would be cool to get a reissue of. I mean, that's possible because they've done everything else. But getting a Spaghetti Incident repress, even though I have it, it'd be kind of cool. Like getting some gun stuff reissued would be pretty sick. Getting what else? Getting like random, like getting some cool live stuff from different bands would be cool too. Like, so not necessarily reissues, but like getting cool live releases from like, oh, the Panteras. The Panteras, like those should get box sets. 94 is what's 94?
Oh,
94
do
is
box sets of the Pantera albums. That would be cool.
yeah, that would be a sick thing. And then also like doing, I mean, any kind of box set for any of the big 4 at all would be kind of cool. Like obviously Metallica does all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I had one of my ones was Megadeth Euthanasia 30th anniversary box set.
The Megadeth need to come back again.
Yeah, the Megadeth need to come back in general, but doing a cool like 30th anniversary set, which as far as I know, Megadeth has never done for any of their albums. They've never done like a Peace Sells anniversary or Rust in Peace or anything.
They do that. They have a couple of live sets like that, like CD live sets, but like that's kind of, I think that's the best you got.
Yeah, you're not. They've never done a record specific like anniversary box set with live shit.
Hopefully with original mixes.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Obviously, the Danzig stuff. That would be amazing. Rush stuff. I need the '90s Rush stuff still, which we're getting trickles of. Like Clockwork Angels randomly reappeared, and I bought that. Vapor Trails remixed randomly reappeared, and I bought that. So who knows? Grace Under Pressure, which we kind of talked about, 40th anniversary box set. One thing it would be really cool, and I'm kind of, this is for next year, but I've been prepping sort of for because we're going to do the 94 episode, the anniversary of 94. Josh wants in. Josh's like, you can't do it without me. I'm like, okay, I won't do it without you. Don't worry. Woodstock 94 vinyl pressing. That'd be really cool.
Of like the compilation.
Yeah, like the DVD and CD that came out. Just do it on vinyl. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's what made Nine Inch Nails' career. They say that's what cemented it right there. Was the Woodstock 94 performance.
There's a ton. Yeah, 94 is gonna be a really cool year to cover. There's a ton of good shit in 94. A ton. Yeah. It's a great year for just in general for music across the board. So
a lot of massive records came out. A lot of big bands had big records come out. Yeah. Some debuts came out. Yeah. Some first big records for bands came out. Yeah, it's a pretty big. Also, a big punk year for like the mainstream, if you will, punk. Also, a lot came out in 94.
Yeah, you also have basically all the Norwegian black metal like big debuts are in 94. So it's across the board. Like there's across the board like major releases on everything. So that'll be fun to talk about next year. Anyways, guys, we made it to the end of another episode. If you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. What did you like that we showed off? What are you excited for as far as next year when it comes to collecting or reissues or anniversary sets, that type of stuff. And yeah, we'd appreciate you hanging out. Hit the subscribe button. We're going towards 500 subscribers next year. End of 2024, we will be there at 500 subs. So anyways, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.